Johnny Dollar.
Told him to drive carefully, and he usually does. But a few minutes ago on WSPB, when I heard the radio news report...
Huh?
Well, it was about a man who was found dead in his car on the edge of a swamp.
Oh? Well, maybe that
The
explains
radio
why...
said he was found just off the Tamiami Trail, somewhere south of here. I don't know exactly where.
Oh, and you think maybe that's what he went out to see about, huh?
No, listen, unidentified, they said. The man, I mean. But the car, the description of the car, it was exactly like Earl's.
Well, so what? Now, take it easy, Mike. First you call WSPB.
I did. Only they didn't know any more than they said in the news report.
Okay, then call them again. Ask them where they got that story. Whatever news service they got it from knows where it came from, what police department. Or maybe they got it from the police direct.
All right, Johnny. I'll phone them again.
Sure. And when you get the information, you can call the police direct.
Yes, I'll do it. I'm sorry I sounded so upset.
Oh, well, just stop worrying. But go ahead and put through that call to the station anyway. Meantime, I'll find out how soon I can get a plane down there.
CBS Radio brings you Bob Bailey in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar. Attention Earl Poorman at the Tri-State Life and Casualty Company, Sarasota, Florida. The following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the false alarm matter. Expense account item 1, $79.60, taxi and a plane out of Hartford. Flight connections were perfect. The trip was easy, and by mid-afternoon I was at the Poorman home on St. Armand's Key in Sarasota.
Johnny, oh, you sweet guy.
Okay, now, Mike, you better tell me what you learned when you call back to that station.
Oh, Johnny, I'm so sorry. I don't know what got into me, being so worried about him.
You mean that Earl is okay?
But the way he rushed out of here this morning without telling me where he was going or why, and then when I heard that awful report on the radio...
You did check back with WSPB?
They called me.
Oh?
Yes, right after I'd finished talking to you. And, Johnny, they were wonderful.
How do you mean?
Well, they'd realized I was upset because of my having called them before, so they'd checked that news report all the way back to the police who'd found that man dead in his car from a heart attack.
And?
Well, it was the police in Bonita Springs. That's down below Fort Myers.
Yeah?
And yes, the car was like Earl's. But the dead man's name was Jensen or Benson or something, so all my worry was for nothing.
Oh, well, I'm glad. You kind of had me worried, too, on the way down here.
I love that guy, Johnny, like nobody else in the world.
Well, I don't blame you a bit.
And now you've come all the way down here for nothing.
Well, maybe I'll talk him into taking me fishing. Where is he, then?
What?
Well, after all, if he left early this morning, you still haven't heard from him?
No, Johnny, I haven't. And look, it's after 4 o'clock.
Ah, easy,
and
gal.
Johnny, this isn't like him. Not to at least call or something.
Now, don't start worrying that pretty head of yours again over nothing.
But if he'd told me where he was going or why, he was in such a hurry
Mike,
to get... And with all these crazy drivers on the road this time
Mike,
of year...
behave yourself.
But Johnny,
Look, now, I kind of like that guy, too. And if you'd given me just one honest reason to be concerned about him...
Oh.
You see? That's probably Earl calling you right now.
Oh, dear, I hope so.
Sure, of course it is. I'll bet on it. Well, go ahead, answer it.
But if it isn't? If it's the police or something...
Okay, I'll take it.
Mike, listen to me.
Huh?
Who is it, Johnny?
Look, listen, I'm sorry not to have called
Oh,
you.
it's Earl.
But I've been tied up on a pretty serious matter down here.
What kind of matter?
It could be a murder, one of my policy holders. So put in a call for me to Johnny Dollar up in Hartford.
Oh, Johnny.
Ask him to get here as fast as he can. You get that, Mike? Tell him not to bother stopping there at the house, but to meet me down here.
Down where, Earl?
Or maybe you can meet him at the airport and drive in... What? What did you say?
Well, I simply asked you down where.
Oh, well, down here... What? Who's that?
Well, keep talking, Earl.
No, wait. What is this? I mean, who are... Johnny?
That's right.
Oh, now look, somebody's trying to... Is this some kind of a gang?
Well, just exactly where are you? You haven't been very definite so far.
Okay. It's 9727 Sunnyvale Road. It's off the highway below Venice. But now listen...
Well, if Michael let me use her car, I'll be down there in jig time, okay?
Who are you?
I told you.
But it isn't possible.
Just keep your shirt on.
How could it be?
Why don't you sit there and patiently try to figure it out, huh?
You rascal.
But, Johnny, if you really are Johnny... Look, say something more. Talk to me some more.
Or else I'll down in Venice.
What?
Yeah, try figuring that out, too. Well, I know I can.
Oh,
Well, everything okay now, Mike?
am I relieved?
Sure.
But you rascal, have you ever put Earl into the Department of Utter Confusion?
Oh, I tried.
I'm sure you succeeded.
So if I may use your car...
Of course you may.
Then maybe I better hit the road before Earl has a chance to call back.
Yes, you do that.
Tastes good like a cigarette should. Winston tastes good like a cigarette should. Winston gives you real flavorful, rich tobacco flavor. Winston's easy drawing too. The flavor comes right through to you. Winston tastes good like a cigarette should.
A modern filter? Sure, Winston has it. But that's only the beginning of a Winston. Up front, up where it really counts, Winston packs exclusive filter blend. Light, flavorful tobaccos, specially selected and specially processed for filter smoking. Filter blend. That's why it's fun to smoke Winston, America's best-selling filter cigarette.
Winston tastes good like a cigarette should.
And now, Act Two of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the false alarm matter.
The address Earl had given me on Sunnyvale Road turned out to be a huge, expensive home of white brick and stucco, surrounded by well-kept lawns and gardens with a lot of statuary. Tall palm trees lined the driveway, and there was every conceivable kind of tropical tree. Yeah, quite an estate. 2 cars were parked out front, Earl's and another one that looked familiar with a doctor's tag on it. Earl met me at the front door. After learning how come I happened to be in Florida, he got straight to the point.
But now come inside, Johnny.
Yeah, sure.
It was Dr. Crutcher who called me, dragged me over here. You remember him?
Sure do. Lives just up the street from you and Mike.
Yes. Well, Doc is here now, and he can probably tell you more about this than I can.
Well, Earl, you said something about a possible murder.
Crutcher has been the family doctor. Has taken care of Linda ever since she was a little girl.
Linda?
Which is to say, since long before she inherited the family chemical business, made it pay off, then married Frank and built this beautiful home.
Frank who, Earl?
As wrong a marriage as there could possibly have been. Frank was after Linda's money, that's all. And everybody in the world seemed to realize it but she.
Yeah, but who's to argue when love comes along?
Love? Don't kid yourself. It was out of pity for Frank that Linda married him, made him president of the plant. Typical of her, though.
What do you mean?
Harry Forrester, chief chemist and VP. Not because he knows anything about it, but because she felt sorry for him after she turned him down in favor of Frank. Jim Tarker, Bill Price, Art Higbee, sitting there in their fancy offices, collecting big salaries, and only because she'd known them as kids, heard their sob stories, and wanted to help them.
And that plant makes money?
Only because Linda really ran things herself. Now that she's dead, well, I'm sorry to have got so far away from why I'm glad you're here.
It's all right, Earl. The more general background I can get in a case like this, if it is murder.
And I'm absolutely certain now that it is. I'm glad to see you, Johnny.
How are you, Doc?
Glad you could make it, though how you got down here so quickly.
Well, maybe Earl will tell you about that later.
Yes. Now, look here.
Doc led me across the room to the bed. Lying there was the body of Linda. Even in death, she was beautiful. And I must have said something to that effect under my breath.
Yes, she was, Johnny. She is now, but not when Earl and I first arrived.
Oh?
Her body was twisted as though in pain, eyes wide, the pupils dilated.
That sounds like cyanide. But look at her now.
That's right. So, I decided it must have been something far more subtle, something that would leave no obvious indication after a couple of hours. Possibly potassium theramolysilate.
Oh, I'm afraid I never heard of that.
Immediate symptoms are much the same as for cyanide, but now, as you see, the body is relaxed, and what color is left? Well, another doctor, not knowing her history, might have come to the same conclusion as the maid when she called me and said that Linda was having a heart attack.
That's why Doc had me come along with him, Johnny, in such a hurry.
What do you mean?
A heart attack, Linda?
Oh, I see.
So, I immediately made some tests. Well, ever since you got me interested in forensic medicine, Johnny, well...
Oh, I told you you'd make the best medical detective in the world, Doc.
Well, I carry quite a bit of equipment about in my car.
And I'll bet it even includes that ubiquitous microscope of yours.
Yes. Anyhow, I found definite indications now of potassium theramolysilate.
Well, how was it given to her?
I said indications, Johnny, not traces of it.
So?
I doubt if even an autopsy would show traces of it.
But then how are we going to... Well, isn't poison usually given in food?
I've checked the silverware, every piece of china, every utensil in the house. No sign of it. And she hadn't been out of the house. But now, don't forget this, Johnny.
Yeah?
Just one good breath from a PTM crystal could produce death in a matter of minutes.
Well, what about the servants? There must be servants in a place like this.
There are, and I've questioned all of them. Nothing.
Do you mind if I talk to him?
By all means, Johnny, do so.
Most of all, I wanted to see the servants, see what they were like, and, well, I must admit, they all convinced me they'd been completely devoted to their mistress, that not one of them could possibly have been accessory to this murder. The last one I talked to was Irene, Linda's personal maid, who'd been with her, helping her dress when the end came.
And I was at the closet getting her shoes for her.
Now, where was she, then?
Sitting there at the dressing table. Poor dear. She had fixed up her hair, and she was putting some perfume on herself before getting into the dress that she...
Wait a minute, please.
And then she clutched at her heart, and she screamed.
Yeah,
and then
Irene, thank you. That'll be all.
And she was gasping, and I helped her over to the bed, and so I laid her down and...
Hey, listen, Doc.
Yes, Johnny?
Now, let me see. Yeah, here. This perfume bottle with the stopper lying here beside it. Yeah, here you are, Doc.
Yes.
No, don't sniff it.
Looks to me like it's empty.
Sure it is. Now. But, Doc, can you run a test? Can you tell if it's ever had a crystal of that potassium thera stuff in it?
Well, yes, Johnny, immediately.
Okay, now, Earl. You seem to have known quite a bit about Linda, whatever her name is.
Well, I should.
So maybe you can come up with some idea about who might be suspect in this thing.
Of course I can, if you and Doc will give me half a chance to get a word in it.
Who?
But it's the proof you've got to get for it.
Who, Earl?
Look, I told you about her marriage, the reason for it, didn't I?
Huh?
And who else would have access to this rare drug that Doc is talking about? And who else will get hold of the chemical plant now that she's gone?
Earl.
Of course, Johnny. Her husband, Frank Hansen. He's the only suspect.
Earl is right, Johnny.
Then where is he?
He left here early this morning, ostensibly to go to the plant. He hasn't been seen there.
Hansen.
That means only one thing. He skipped. But if you can find him, if you can prove he did this...
Johnny, there was potassium theramolysilate in this bottle.
Wait a minute. Hansen.
What?
She said a name like Jensen or Benson or something.
Who? What are you talking about?
Earl, I'm sorry, but I got a hunch this prime suspect of yours is also very dead.
Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in just a moment. Here's a reminder to you that March is Red Cross Month. There are a lot of facts in print about the effective, broad battle the Red Cross wages to overcome human problems all year around. It's not likely at this late decade that anyone has to sell the Red Cross. It might be in order, however, to remind our listeners to send that annual check to your local Red Cross chapter. Now, Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
I made a phone call to Police Lieutenant Paul Briscoe at Bonita Springs. Yes, it was the body of Frank Hansen they'd found in that car off the Tamiami Trail. Apparently, he'd just been driving along on his way to the plant, smoking a cigarette, when his heart suddenly... Huh?
That's right. The cigarette just fell to his lap and burned up to ashes.
I told him to run a test on the other cigarettes they'd found with the body, a test for PTM. About an hour later, the lieutenant called me back.
You were right, Mr. Dollar. It was no heart attack that killed him. It was that poison.
Then I talked with Doc and Earl about the personal side of Linda's life, about her love affairs over the years. And yeah, sure enough, the one man who threatened all sorts of things if she married somebody else. But there was still the matter of getting proof for a confession.
Yes? What is it, Johnny? What are you thinking of?
Doc, I'm going to need your help.
You know I'll do anything I can.
Now, let me think. Let me think for a minute. Yeah. Hey, listen. Can you concoct something out of those chemicals you have there? Something that will, say, make a kind of stain after a few seconds if you put it on your hand?
Well, I don't know, John. Yes, maybe there is. Yes, a combination of this colorless dye with a small amount of ferrous hide. Yes, of course it will.
A combination? Good.
But what for, Johnny?
Because I'm going to play this hunch of mine to the end.
But we need some proof.
Oh, and Doc.
Yes?
A tiny sponge or a piece of gauze that'll absorb one of those two chemicals that I can tape it inside a finger on the left hand.
Why?
Anything you say, Johnny.
The other chemical, well, just keep it in the bottle until I'm ready to use it.
Johnny, do you mind telling me what you're up to?
Sure I mind. Just get that stuff ready for me, Doc, and we'll take off. A few minutes later, the three of us in Earl's car drove down to the chemical plant. Fortunately, the chief chemist, Harry Forrester, was still there. I was introduced, shook hands with him, with both my hands. Then we took him into a private office, and I went to work on him.
I'm afraid I don't understand what this is all about, Mr. Dollar. Insurance investigator, did you say?
Yeah, that's right, Forrester. Now listen to me.
Oh, very well.
If Linda Hansen were to die...
Linda? Die? Heaven forbid.
Oh?
I was in love with Linda at one time. Very much in love.
With Linda or her money?
I beg your pardon.
You know that's true, Harry.
Pullman, I resent that.
Just sit down, Forrester, and take it easy. Okay, now. If Linda were to die, I would assume that her fortune, including this plant, would go to her husband, Frank.
Frank.
Well?
Well, of course it would. But why do you bring up the thing?
But suppose Frank were to die, too. You'd kind of be next in line, wouldn't you?
I?
Of course you would. After all, you were next in line in her affections, weren't you?
Well, Dollar, I don't see that
Smart, ambitious guy like you? You mean you didn't even rate next to Frank?
Of course I did.
Then you'd be next in line, wouldn't you?
Well, suppose I were. What difference does it make?
And you just happen to know where to get your hands on PTM.
PTM?
Potassium theramacylolate. You do have it here, don't you?
Why, I would assume so. That is
a chemist? And you aren't sure?
Well, of course we have it. But I've never had occasion to go near this stuff.
Never? You sure of that?
Absolutely. Quite frankly, I'd be afraid of any proximity to such a drug.
Never touched the stuff, huh?
Never.
May I have the bottle, please, Doctor?
There you are, Johnny.
That is PTM.
Now you know it comes in crystal form.
Oh, yes.
No, Forrester, this is just a harmless... Oh, I'm afraid I spilled some of it on your hands.
You certainly did.
Oh, that's all right. Wipe it off. It's already begun to do its work.
What?
That bluish tinge. Positive proof that you've been handling PTM.
You sure?
Yeah, that you somehow got into Linda's perfume bottle on some of Henry's cigarettes. Well?
And you know.
That's right. Want to call the police, Earl?
Sure. No. So you're right. So I killed them both. But I'm not going to be dragged through the filthy courts. And neither you nor anybody else...
No, you don't...
Here. Look. This tiny capsule he was about to swallow.
Yeah. What do you think, Doc?
Well, of course I can't be sure without Those crystals certainly look like it.
PTM.
PTM.
So, it'll be up to the courts whether Harry Forrester likes it or not. And believe me, I'd hate to be in his shoes. Well, I keep wondering, why don't they ever learn? Expense account total, including a gift to the Pormans for putting me up for a few days while Earl and I did some fishing, $161 even. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Our star will return in just a moment.
Constipation can be a problem for anyone, even doctors. And when constipation occurs, it's interesting to see just what doctors consider important about a laxative they might use or recommend. Well, a majority of the doctors we heard from had this to say.
A laxative should be effective, gentle, close to natural acting. A medicine that can be used with complete confidence.
Now, X-Lax has been popular with many doctors and millions of people over the years because chocolated X-Lax is effective. Overnight, it helps you toward your normal regularity. X-Lax is so gentle, so close to natural acting, there's no upset. That's why many doctors and millions of people use X-Lax with complete confidence. X-Lax, the laxative that helps you toward your normal regularity, gently, overnight.
Now, here is our star to tell you about next week's program.
Next week, a lesson in how to rob a bank. You think I'm kidding? Well, I'm not. You see, it's also a lesson in how to get caught doing it. Matter of fact, it involves a modern, clever, scientific device that not very many people know about. If more of them did, well, believe me, there'd be a lot less futile attempts at bank robbery. And it's this very device that helps me solve the case I investigate by providing a picture, a simple snapshot that didn't turn up, but that gave me all the evidence I needed. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, originates in Hollywood and is written, produced, and directed by Jack Johnstone. Heard in our cast were Shirley Mitchell, Virginia Gregg, Vic Perrin, Lou Merrill, Paula Winslow, Frank Nelson, and Dick Crenna. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is John Wall speaking.
Stay tuned now for Suspense on the CBS Radio Network.
Okay, they're coming into the stretch and turning for home. It's Warlock and Gay Reward head and head for the lead. Here they come. Here comes the finish, and it's Warlock by an O. Man, oh man, what a race. Man, oh Manischewitz, what a wine. Yes, in sports, you can tell it's a great moment by the cheers. And in wines, you can tell it's Manischewitz by the raves. Man, oh man.
Nano Manischewitz, everybody's wine because it tastes so good.
Try all three new Manischewitz fruit wines, blackberry, cherry, and loganberry, each 100% pure and specially sweetened. Serve Manischewitz fruit wines anytime and often.
In a wine glass, on the rocks, in a highball with your favorite mixer.
Man, oh man, Manischewitz, everybody's wine because it tastes so good.
Manischewitz Wine Company, New York.
WROW, Albany, New York.
Johnny Dollar.
Art Engels, International Life and Casualty.
How you doing, Art?
Hey, listen, Johnny, are you free to take something on for us?
Arthur, my boy, as long as a nice, big, wealthy company like yours just can't wait to pay my expense account.
Now, Johnny.
Plus a sizable fee for my superlative services. Okay, what's it all about? Murder, fraud, arson?
No.
Okay, then what?
I don't know.
Oh, you want me, but you don't know what for.
That's right, yeah.
Well, that's a switch.
Actually, Johnny, it's one of our very important clients wants you.
Art, that's not a switch.
He has demanded that you and only you be sent over to see him.
But he hasn't told you why.
That's right.
Uh-oh.
Now, what do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, the last time I took on one of those I don't know why matters, I got slugged, shot at, and thrown off a bridge.
Well, Johnny...
But okay, Art. I'll run on over and see you.
CBS Radio brings you Bob Bailey in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the International Life and Casualty Insurance Company, Hartford, Connecticut office. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the phony phone matter. I don't really go for these vague assignments, but International has always paid off pretty well. So expense account item 1, $1.25 for a taxi over to the office of Art Ingalls. He was waiting outside the building for me in his car. We took off and headed back across town again. Where to, Art?
Mr. Wendell's office is in the Clay building.
Wendell?
J. Ransom Wendell, the important client I told you about, who wants to see you right away.
But who hasn't told you why he wants to see me?
He hasn't told me.
How important, Art?
Well, he owns and runs the Crown Lithograph operation.
Never heard of it.
When he inherited that plant, it must have been, 40 years ago. It was just a small outfit, not worth more than $400,000 or $500,000.
Oh, you call that small?
And now it's worth millions.
Then Wendell is loaded.
He certainly is, Johnny.
And that means he carries a lot of insurance.
One of our biggest accounts. Life insurance on himself.
How much?
$500,000.
Wow.
Insurance on his wife for the same figure. Policies on his home, his cars, plant, personnel. Well, I make no bones about it. Even if his calling for you is only to satisfy some sort of a whim, we can't afford to turn him down.
Some sort of a whim?
Yeah.
You mean it could be?
Yeah. Johnny, he's so used to having his own way. You know, because of all his money.
Oh, wait now. Hold everything.
Yeah.
J.R. Wendell. Alimony Wendell?
That is our boy.
Married 5, 6, 7 times?
Add 1.
And always to some delectable dish he picked out of the chorus line of a nightclub on some Broadway show?
That's the one, Johnny. Marries them, finds out all they want is his money, pays them off, then goes ahead and does the same thing all over again.
Oh, brother. But according to the newspaper stories a couple of years ago, he swore he was through with those gold diggers, that he'd never again pay off another one of them.
Mm-hmm. So what happened?
What happens?
9, 10 months ago, he puts a ring on that dancer, Lavon Laverne.
Yikes.
Whereupon she promptly puts a ring in his nose and starts making the usual dent in his bank account.
Oh, now you don't think his wanting to see me has anything to do with his trouble with this Lavon Laverne? Oh, now, Art, I want to...
We'll soon find out, Johnny, because this is his office building.
Wendell's office was huge. The walls were paneled in rich mahogany hung with fine oil paintings. Wall-to-wall carpeting so thick you sank into it almost up to your ankles. Fine antique furniture, including his tremendous desk. And the man himself really fooled me. He must have been, about 60. But instead of a snide, leering old wolf, he was tall, straight as a ramrod, with clear, frank blue eyes. Yeah, the smart, alert kind of man you'd expect to head up a multi-million-dollar operation. The kind you wouldn't expect to have fallen for a whole line of cheap chorus girls. But then, of course, you never can tell.
Yes, Mr. Ingalls, Mr. Dollar. It's my wife, Lavon, that I'm concerned about. But since it has nothing whatsoever to do with her insurance at the moment.
Well, now, Mr. Wendell...
Ingalls, I'm much obliged to you for bringing Dollar to me. If I need you further, I'll let you know.
Well, if I can be of any help in this
No.
matter...
Dollar and I can handle this alone, so you just run along.
Okay. Whatever you say.
I'll be in touch.
Yes, so I heard.
All right, Johnny. You let me know just...
Goodbye. All right, Dollar.
Well, now, look, if there's no insurance involved...
Oh, there isn't. I hope there won't be. I'm quite sure there won't be. Nonetheless...
You say this concerns your wife?
Yes. Yes, it does.
Well, far be it from me, Mr. Wendell, but I had a notion you were through with marrying all these pretty young girls.
I made some bad mistakes, Dollar. 7 of them, to be exact. Cost me a lot of money, a lot of heartache. Took a lot out of me. Well, let's face it, I pretty much made an old fool of myself. Instead of paying off those girls, those leeches, to get free of them, I should have... I at least profited by the mistakes I made.
What do you mean, sir?
I mean, Levon. Young, beautiful. Maybe she is no mental giant, but she's made me a good, a loving, a devoted wife.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, Mr. Wendell. But now what's the problem?
Fear.
Fear?
Yes, Levon's.
But fear of what, sir?
Fear, Mr. Dollar, of being murdered.
Smoking more now, but enjoying it less.
Have a real cigarette. Have a Camel.
So good.
Have a Camel cigarette.
So rich.
Have a real cigarette. Have a Camel.
So mild.
Have a Camel cigarette.
And here's the reason why.
Best tobacco makes the best smoke. Have a Camel cigarette.
You can say that again.
Best tobacco makes the best smoke. Have a Camel cigarette.
If you're smoking more these days, but enjoying it less, then change to Camels, the best tasting cigarette of all.
Have a Camel.
Start to really enjoy smoking again.
And now the second act of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Now, wait, Mr. Wendell. Your wife, Levon, she's been threatened with murder.
Threatened? No.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
But, Dollar, she's fearful that someone is going to kill her. It's been going on for several weeks now.
Why?
I don't know. All I know is that she's become terribly upset over this idea, this fear. I've called on you to see if you can determine for me if there are grounds for all this apprehension.
What if she hasn't received any direct threats?
She hasn't, at least none that I know of. Well, she says that she hasn't.
Well, no, look,
Something
wait.
has gotten her into this unfortunate state of mind. I don't know what it is. But I hope you can find out for me.
You sure you shouldn't have called in a psychiatrist?
Have one of those stupid, money-grubbing head shrinkers ask her a lot of silly questions.
Oh, no, wait. Some of them are pretty good. Can do a lot of good in a situation like this.
Dollar. Because I know Levon. I know what her reaction would be. She's nervous and upset enough about these fears as it is. But you, posing as an old friend, as our guest there at the lodge.
Your lodge, Mr. Wendell?
Yes, over on the Peekabuck River above Farmington. It's a little place we keep as a sort of retreat, a place to get away from it all.
I see.
When I left the house here in town a few minutes ago, I told Levon we'd meet her there for lunch and start the weekend a little early.
We, huh?
I told her you're an old friend. Come east for a bit of a vacation.
Oh, from where?
Los Angeles, Hollywood.
Oh.
You are familiar with the West Coast, I hope.
Oh, enough to talk about it intelligently.
Good. Well, then why don't we leave right away?
Mr. Wendell...
We'll stop at your apartment so you can pick up some clothes, then we'll head on up to the lodge. Excuse me.
But now look here,
yes,
sir, I'm...
Mr. Wendell?
Miss Barker, have my car brought around, please.
Yes, sir.
I'll be gone until Monday.
Have a pleasant weekend, Mr. Wendell.
Thank you. Well,
I still don't quite understand what you expect me to do up there at your lodge.
Dollar, I have known about you for years. I have great respect for your talents. Not only as a crime investigator, but because of your ability to deal with people. Get very close to them.
People like your charming and beautiful wife, Mr. Wendell? Oh, no.
I'm very serious, Dollar. You have a knack of inspiring confidence, of getting things out of people that... Well, you see, I follow the reports of your cases on the radio very closely.
Yeah, well...
I'm convinced that you can be of more help than any psychiatrist could possibly.
And also, and let's be frank about this.
Yes?
That is, if your wife's fears are justified.
Well?
You also think I might be handy to have around as a bodyguard, right?
Yes, Dollar, that's right.
We drove over to my place and I packed a couple of bags. I also picked up the old faithful 38 caliber limit squeezer. We drove east on Route 4 to Farmington, and then north along the western side of the Peekabug River, and finally east again on a private road. Meantime, as we drove along, I questioned Mr. Wendell further.
No, Dollar, I can think of no one who might want to harm her, of whom she ought to be worried or afraid.
Well, there must be some basis for this fear of hers.
Of course, before I met Levon and married her, when she was dancing in nightclubs, and I'm afraid not always the better ones.
Well, a lot of those joints are run by racketeers.
Yes. Contacts in those days were not always with the best of people.
Something to work on, isn't it?
Oh, but now here we are. You like my little place?
Oh, you call this little?
We like it because it doesn't require any servants, and we can...
Now, what's the matter?
Well, nothing. Only it's well after noon, and I don't see Levon's car anywhere.
Well, maybe she's been here and left to do some shopping or something.
Come along, Dollar. Let's go in and see.
Well, I suppose 10 rooms is rather small to a man like Mr. Wendell. But I didn't have much chance to look around because of his concern over his wife. He went through the motions of pouring a couple of drinks.
I just don't understand this, Dollar. It's almost 1 o'clock. She's always on time. Will you excuse me? I'm going to see if something's held her up at home. Oh, Levon. I'm just silly, I suppose, but I'm here at the lodge with Mr. Dollar, and I was beginning to get worried about you. Why, you weren't here when we... Visitor? Anybody I know? Vonnie, you sound worried about something. What is it, dear? Vonnie? Vonnie? Hello? Hello? Hello?
What's wrong, Mr.
Vonnie, that sound I heard, what was it? Hello? Hello? Vonnie, what is it? What?
All right, now, Mr. Wendell, what happened?
I don't know, Mr. Dollar. She gave a strange kind of a kind of a gasp.
Yeah?
I believe she dropped the telephone. There was a thump, a heavy thump.
Okay. Operator, give me police headquarters in Hartford. Make it a homicide.
We'll continue with yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in exactly 30 seconds. A signature can reveal a great deal. Take, for instance, one that you hear every day, the highly respected signature CBS News. That's the name that stands behind every news broadcast heard over this network. It's your assurance that you're hearing the very latest news and that you're hearing it reported with scrupulous accuracy. Remember that. CBS News. The first word in swiftness, the last word in accuracy. You can depend on it. Fight cancer with a checkup and a check. Today's reminder from the CBS Radio Network. Now, back to yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the phony phone matter.
By the time we got back to Wendell's home in Hartford, the police were there, Lieutenant Billy Walker in charge. The body of Levon Wendell lay sprawled on the floor next to a sofa. The telephone had fallen to the floor beside her. One of Walker's men was dusting it for prints. Another, obviously the medic, had removed a rather gruesome-looking knife from the middle of her back. Wendell had slumped into a chair, and he sat there staring as though he couldn't quite believe it. His face was white, and he kept clenching and unclenching his hands with such force I was sure his palms were bleeding. The only sound he made was an occasional half-smothered sob.
Must have killed her instantly, Dollar. Doc here says the knife went clear through into her heart.
Yeah. Think you can trace that knife, Lieutenant?
Oh, I don't have to. Came from that collection up there over the fireplace. Johnny, that could indicate it was done by somebody she knew that she let in here.
You mean somebody who came unprepared to kill her?
Right. Oh, the back door was left ajar, by the way.
Any servants in this place?
We're way ahead of you.
What?
Well, to begin with, they're an old couple. Neither one of them could have had the strength to do this.
Oh, where are they?
They were given the weekend off.
How do you know that?
One of the boys who knows them saw them at the station early this morning.
Oh.
Said they were heading down to New York to see some relatives.
Yes, we let them go, Lieutenant, because we planned to be up in the country for the weekend.
Okay, Mr. Wendell.
If only we hadn't. If only there'd been someone here when he... When whoever did this...
Easy now, sir.
A visitor, she said. She told me over the phone it
Yeah.
was a visitor.
Yeah,
if only she'd
I
been
heard
able
you
to
say
tell
that.
me who it was before... Dollar, you gotta find him. You gotta find this killer.
Don't worry, Mr. Wendell. We'll do everything we
Spare no
possibly...
expense. I'll do anything. I'll give you anything you want, but you must find him.
Yeah, your attorney, Mr. Wendell.
Dollar, I don't care what it costs or what you have to do. My attorney?
He'll have to be notified of this immediately. Who is he?
Oh, Spidel. Harold Old Spidel. I'll take care of it as soon as I can pull myself together.
Now, look, you can't be of any help at the moment, so why don't you just sit down and better still pour yourself a drink.
A drink?
Yeah, do you good. Go ahead.
Yes, perhaps you're right. Perhaps that...
Lieutenant.
Oh, wait a second, Johnny. You sure of that, Mac? Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Sure of what?
Johnny, the only prints on that phone are hers. You'd think in a household like this, unless somebody wiped them off just in case.
Of course, Lieutenant. Look, I'll see you later.
What?
I borrowed Mr. Wendell's car without bothering to ask him for it. I drove to the office of lawyer Spidel, all on a big fat hunch. And I thought he might be able to help me with a better understanding of the whole Wendell setup. You know something? I don't think he'll ever know how much he did help me.
Well, as long as you were there with him at the lodge and heard the phone conversation with her.
Why, yes.
Of course, it's too bad, Levon going like this, but, Dollar, I can't say I'm at all surprised. And, by the way of being cold-blooded about it, well, it saves Wendell the trouble and expense of another divorce, more alimony.
Yeah.
Dollar, he is one of the most clever, the most ruthless businessmen I've ever known. Yet these girls, one after another, have been able to take him for so much.
And you don't think this one would have lasted? Huh?
I'm certain of it.
But I thought he and Levon were getting along pretty well.
Oh, I suppose he may have thought so. I don't see why, though.
Oh, what do you mean?
Some of the others were pretty expensive while he was married to them. They all were afterward, but none of them compared with Levon. Did you ever see one of her lavish nightclub parties?
No.
Why, the other night, last Tuesday, I just happened to be in the Purple Cat over in... Now, mind you, I'm not a nightclub habitué.
Mr. Spidel, I think I'd better be going.
Oh? But I thought perhaps I could be of help to you.
Oh, you've been plenty of help.
After all, I know the names of many of the gangsters with whom this girl was formerly associated.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
Any one of whom might be a possible suspect.
More so than Mr. Wendell himself?
Wendell himself?
Think that over.
But you were with him there at the lodge. You heard him talking to her on the phone when it happened.
That's so?
Of course. You yourself are his perfect alibi.
Am I? Yeah. That telephone conversation. So item 2 on the expense account is 10 cents for a phone call to my favorite gal friend, Betty Lewis. As I expected, she was willing to go along with a little stunt I had in mind that might blow this whole murder case wide open. By the time I got back to Wendell's home, the police and his wife's body were gone. And he'd calmed down all right. There were several empty glasses at his elbow.
You were right, Dollar. I've pulled myself together enough to realize that what's happened has happened. Oh, I forgot to call my attorney, as you suggested. I'll do it right away.
No. Wait, I want to talk to you.
Yes?
Besides, I'm expecting a call myself on that phone.
Oh, you made some progress?
Yeah, quite a bit, I think.
Well, good.
I understand that as a businessman, you're pretty ruthless. Doesn't sound nervous upset to me.
What?
And
what
you know, that phone conversation there at your lodge was pretty smart.
Will you please start making sense, Dollar?
I was pretty dumb. I should have realized you couldn't have dialed this number from up here.
Just a minute.
Sorry, I want to get this call.
Dollar!
Hello?
Hi, hon. This is Betty.
Yeah, this is Johnny Dollar.
Oh, then it is for you.
Now, do I gotta hang up and leave you with an empty line the way you said I should?
Yes.
Oh, gee.
Yes.
Okay. Bye, sweet.
Yes, I'm alone here. What? I'll give you 500 if your info is accurate.
What is it, Mr. Dollar?
No, 500 is the limit. Unless you're willing to appear and testify in court. Okay, then it's 1,000. Come on over here and I'll give it to you. If you can give me enough facts right now to prove you were here.
What goes on there, Dollar?
Oh, you actually saw him, huh? Through which window? Yeah? Side of the room? Yeah, I can see it from here.
Who are you talking to?
And you actually saw him take the knife from his collection over the... Yeah? Yeah. Then he what? The back door? I got it. His own car, huh? Well, sure, to his office in time to meet me there.
Hang up that phone, Dollar.
Excuse me, I've...
Hang it up.
Yeah, sure.
So somebody saw me. Somebody saw me, killer. But when that informer comes here to collect the money you promised
Mr. Wendell.
Dollar, he's going to get exactly what you're going to get. A bullet in the head. You see this gun?
Well, now, Mr. Wendell, my name isn't Matt Dillon.
What?
But if you think you can outdraw me... Wow. Well, I hope Wendell never finds out that my phone conversation with a mythical informer was just as phony as his. His talk with his wife after he'd killed her, had left her there at the telephone at his home, had set me up for an alibi at the lodge. But then what's the difference where he's going? Expense account total? $1.35. Oh, let's talk about the fee on this one. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Constipation can be a problem for anyone, even doctors. And when constipation occurs, it's interesting to see just what doctors consider important about a laxative they might use or recommend. Well, a majority of the doctors we heard from had this to say.
A laxative should be effective, gentle, close to natural acting. A medicine that can be used with complete confidence.
Now, X-Lax has been popular with many doctors and millions of people over the years because chocolated X-Lax is effective. Overnight, it helps you toward your normal regularity. X-Lax is so gentle, so close to natural acting, there's no upset. That's why many doctors and millions of people use X-Lax with complete confidence. X-Lax, the laxative that helps you toward your normal regularity, gently, overnight.
Now, here is our star to tell you about next week's program.
Next week, one of my ever-loving gals comes into the case. And believe me, things get complicated. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, originates in Hollywood and is written, produced, and directed by Jack Johnstone. Heard in our cast were Virginia Gregg, Harry Bartell, Marvin Miller, Dick Crenna, and Lou Merrill. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is John Wall speaking. Suspense, next on the CBS Radio Network.
Radio 59, WROW, first on the dial, serving Albany, Tri, and Schenectady.
Johnny Dollar.
Ed Barringer, Continental Insurance and Trust.
Well, nice to hear from you, Ed. It's been a long time since
Johnny,
you called
listen.
me. Yeah?
I've already telephoned the airport, made a reservation.
Well, good for you. Have a happy trip.
No, Johnny. No, that reservation's for you. It's on the next flight down to New York.
For me? What for?
So hop into your car and get on out to the airport just as fast as you can. You've only got a few minutes to make that flight.
Whoa, hold on. Wait a minute.
I'll meet you there at Bradley Field, give you the address of the man in New York and all the details.
Yeah, what man?
His name is Lucien Look, Johnny, there isn't time. Get on out there to the airport.
Yeah, you look. Unless I know why you want me to get down and see this Lucien, whatever his name is. Well?
Sure, I'll tell you why.
Well?
Johnny, it's to prevent a murder.
Oh?
CBS Radio brings you Bob Bailey in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Continental Insurance and Trust Company, Home Office, Hartford, Connecticut. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the back-to-the-back matter. The gas tank of my car was dry as a bone, so expense account item 1 is $5.30 to fill it up. Then I tore on out to Bradley Field, and sure enough, Ed Berenger was waiting for me.
Over here, Johnny.
Oh, yeah.
Is this plane over here?
Hi, Ed. How are you?
Here now. Here's your ticket.
Okay.
And here's Mr. Fletcher's address down in New York.
Fletcher?
Lucian R. Fletcher, head of the Fletcher Advertising Agency.
Oh, wants to buy some commercial time on my radio show?
No.
Well, he better talk to the folks at CBS.
No, Johnny, listen.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You mentioned that nasty word, murder.
He phoned me just before I called you. That agency of his is a small one, but prosperous. Up until a couple of years ago, when he took on a partner, it was practically a one-man operation.
So?
His partner's name is William Spade, Bill Spade. And what Fletcher called about was to tell me that Spade is out to murder him.
Why?
To get his hands on the advertising agency. What else? So jump onto that plane.
No, wait, Ed. If Fletcher knows this, if he's sure of it...
He's sure of it, all right. So, Johnny?
Well, look, then why doesn't he call in the police? Have this guy, Spade, locked up?
Spade is out of town on some business down in Philadelphia. But he's due back sometime today. There in New York.
Now, Ed, look,
Johnny, old man Fletcher isn't the kind to go off half-cocked, to come up with a false alarm. So go on down there, find out exactly what's up, do whatever's necessary to nail down his partner, and... Well, go on, Johnny. Your plane's about ready for takeoff.
Okay. As long as you're paying the freight. But now listen.
Johnny, you haven't any time.
Oh, I'll make it all right. Relax. Listen, as soon as we take off, you telephone Lieutenant Randy Singer.
Sure.
New York Police
Anything
Department, 18th Precinct, Homicide Division.
Yeah, okay.
Tell him what you just told me, and then I'm on my way.
Sure. Now get aboard before you're too late.
Sure. Item 2 on the expense account is, well, no, the ticket for the flight was already paid for, and of course I'd hate to be accused of padding the old expense account, or should I say getting caught. So, item 2 is a dime for a phone call as soon as I landed there in New York, and not to Mr. Fletcher's address at 614 East 52nd Street.
18th Precinct. Conroy.
Yeah, Conroy, this is Johnny Dollar. Let me talk to Lieutenant Singer.
Oh, hiya, Dollar. How's the private eye business these days?
Special investigator to you, copper.
Don't like being called a private eye, huh?
What's your guess?
And listen, us cops don't like being called cops anymore.
Yeah, so I've heard. But haven't you heard, Conroy, that a rose by any other name?
Now, what's that mean?
Well, you figure that one out. Now, will you switch me over to Randy Singer?
Afraid I can't do that.
What?
The lieutenant pulled out here about 20 minutes ago in one of the squad cars.
Oh.
Big emergency or something, like aren't they all? But he'll be back.
Well, look, do you know if he got a call from up in Hartford, Connecticut a while ago?
Not that I know of. But I only come on duty about half an hour ago.
Okay.
But I know he made a lot of frantic phone calls before he took off, if that means anything.
Well, does it?
Also, he took the medico along with him.
Well, listen, Conroy, when he comes in, tell him I'll be over at 614 East 52nd Street.
614?
At the apartment of a Mr. Lucian R. Fletcher.
Now, Dollar, you...
Tell him if he can make it, I want to see him over there.
614 East 52nd.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, listen.
Gotta go now. Item 3 is 640 for a taxi into 614. For some silly reason or other, the doorman at that snooty address hesitated about steering me up to Mr. Fletcher's apartment. That is, until I flashed my credentials at him and mumbled the magic word, emergency. Then I took the elevator up to the 9th floor.
Come in, Johnny. Come on in.
Huh?
Conroy phoned me you were on your way over here. How are you, boy?
Randy. Oh, and Ed Berenger up in Hartford did call you.
Yeah, that's right. So I came on over here to see Mr. Fletcher, find out what all the excitement was about.
Well, what'd you find out?
Now, why don't you just come on into the library and see for yourself?
Sure. I will. But if you ask me, Randy seems... Huh?
Yeah.
This is Mr. Fletcher?
That's Mr. Fletcher.
Dead.
That's right, Johnny. Dead as a doornail.
Who'd you vote for in the last general election? You may not realize it, but you voted for someone you probably never heard of and whose name may not have appeared on your ballot. And who was this stranger? He was the elector appointed by your state to decide who was to be our president. Every state has as many electors as it has representatives and senators in Congress combined. Collectively, they're called the Electoral College. And it's the members of the Electoral College alone who can vote for the President of the United States. Your vote was cast for the group of electors that pledged itself to vote for either the Democratic or Republican nominee. But you did not vote directly for either candidate. A roundabout way of doing things? Yes. But you must remember that when the Constitution was written, there was no television, no radio, and few newspapers. The majority of voters had never traveled more than a few miles from their own homes. In these circumstances, it was impossible for a voter in Maine to know about the great public figures of New York or Pennsylvania, Virginia, or South Carolina. There were not even any political parties to guide him. And so the voter in Maine didn't try to do the impossible. He voted for someone who did know the great men of the times and who could render an intelligent decision as to which one of them should make the best president. The system has its faults. 3 times in our history, the man who got the most votes from the people was not elected president because he did not get the most votes in the Electoral College. Yet no one today seriously proposes to abolish the Electoral College, because by and large, the people believe that in spite of its drawbacks, the present system of electing our president ensures that your country and mine shall be our country, under God.
And now, Act 2 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yeah, Johnny, somebody came in here and finished him off with just exactly one nice, clean shot through the heart.
Uh-huh. Any sign of a struggle, Randy? Anything like that?
No, sir. So it must have been somebody that he knew that let him in here himself.
Well, I'll buy that all right. And it kind of proves the old man was right in his fears after all.
Huh?
When, Randy? Any idea when Mr. Fletcher was murdered?
Well, I got that call from your insurance agent up in Hartford early this morning. I tried calling Mr. Fletcher at his office, but they told me he hadn't come in yet.
Yeah?
So I tried calling him here. No answer. So I grabbed Doc Snyder, and he was sure that Fletcher hadn't left the place. Well, I borrowed the key, and the Doc and I came up here.
Randy, you haven't answered my question.
Oh, according to the Doc, it happened sometime very early this morning, right after midnight.
Uh-huh, I see.
Doc and a couple of boys from the lab just left.
Oh, did they find anything, Randy? Any clues?
Not a thing to work on. All they know is that he was shot through the heart and what he was shot with. And believe me, Johnny, that bullet was placed just exactly right.
Well, now, what do you mean by that?
Well, just take a good look at it right there.
Well, now, what under the sun is that? Some kind of a bulletproof vest?
Yeah, that's what I thought until Doc Snyder looked at it. No, Johnny, it's a kind of a corset.
Corset?
Yeah, that's right, a kind of a back support that was made for him especially. On account of some kind of sacro lumbar trouble or something.
Oh, yeah, sacrolumbar support.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, I've never seen one quite like this. Now, this thing's almost like a suit of armor.
Sure. That's why I say it was a lucky shot. I mean, the shot had to be placed exactly right. Inch or two on either side, and one of those wide steel ribs would have bounced it off. Or at least kept it from going straight into his heart.
Oh, now, wait a minute. A .38 slug pack's a lot of wallop.
Yeah, only this was a little .22. But now listen.
Yeah?
That insurance man, the one who called and said you were coming on down here?
Ed Berenger.
Yeah. Well, he told me that Fletcher'd been expecting something like this.
That's right,
Yeah, he said that Fletcher made no bones about who might try.
That's right. The one man who might stand to benefit from his insurance. And somehow we have to find him.
Yeah, well, who's that?
Randy, in his advertising business, he had a partner.
Oh?
And it seems this partner, a man named William Spade...
Oh, wait a minute. That's probably the boys with the meat wagon. And come on to pick them up.
Okay, I'll let him in. Okay, boys, you can come.
I beg your pardon?
Who are you?
Why, my name's Spade, Bill Spade. I'm Mr. Fletcher's partner.
What's that?
So you're Bill Spade, huh?
Yes.
Well, my name is Dollar, Johnny Dollar.
The insurance investigator?
That's right.
And is that a policeman I see in there in the library? Mr. Dollar, is something wrong here?
Where have you been, Mr. Spade?
Why, I just got in from Philadelphia. I was down there on some important agency business.
Just
But
got
now
back,
what-
huh? When?
Well, my plane got in about half an hour ago, maybe 45 minutes. Well, here. Here's my ticket. You can check on it.
Yeah, maybe I will. Where did you stay in Philadelphia?
At the Bellevue Stratford. But why? What's wrong around here? Where is Mr. Fletcher?
Just take it easy, Mr. Spade.
But I've got to see him on a business matter.
You do, huh?
Yes, it's very important, about a new client of ours. It has to be acted on at once.
Well, I'm afraid it's going to have to wait.
I called the office from the airport, and they said he wasn't in yet, so I came on over here. Now, where is he, and what's this all about, Mr. Dollar?
So you claim you were down in Philadelphia when your business partner was shot?
That's right, I was. Shot? Mr. Fletcher was shot?
Real surprised.
Where is he? Let me see him.
I said take it easy.
But good heavens, Mr.
Take
Dollar.
it easy. And if this business matter is so all-fired important, well, hadn't you better be down at the office taking care of it?
No, Johnny.
Well, Mr. Spade?
Well, yes, of course. Of course I should.
Sure you should. So why don't you just run along?
No,
huh?
wait.
After all, Mr. Fletcher's in no condition to run your ad agency.
That's the understatement of all time.
I can't believe it. Mr. Fletcher dead.
Oh, you can't, huh?
This is terrible. Have you any idea who could have done this to him?
Are you kidding?
What do you mean?
All right, now, Spade.
Yeah, Mr. Spade, you'd better get on down to that office of yours.
Huh?
And as soon as we can tell you anything, we will get in touch.
Believe
Johnny,
me,
no,
believe
wait
me, if there's anything I can do, please call
Oh,
on
now,
me.
just don't you worry about that. But get on down to the office and take over.
Now, wait,
Go
now,
right ahead,
Johnny,
Mr.
now, wait.
Spade. I'll be in touch with you.
Very well, Mr. Dollar.
Now, what are you... What's got into you, Johnny? You're the one just got through telling me he's the one that must have killed Mr. Fletcher.
So how you going to prove it?
Well, we got no other suspect, have we? And you let him go.
Look here, this plane ticket.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw him shove it into your hand.
I knew that Spade was supposed to be in Philly, that he was due to come back here today, so when I pulled into the airport, I carefully checked the incoming flight schedule.
So what?
Oh, this flight was due in all right, and from Philadelphia. Just when he said, half or 3/4 of an hour ago.
Yeah, all right. So what? That doesn't prove he was actually on that flight.
Randy, I think he was.
That ticket could have been used by somebody else.
Well, it's easy enough to check on, but I doubt it very much.
All right. But if you're right about that, if he was down there in Philly, then your first theory about him is all wrong. How could he have murdered Mr. Fletcher?
Sounds impossible, doesn't it?
Of course. It is.
Want to bet?
He looks just like his father. We've all heard statements like this, but have you ever stopped to wonder exactly why we resemble our relatives? One man did, Thomas Hunt Morgan. Born in Lexington, Kentucky in 1866, Morgan's interest in science took him to the University of Kentucky and Johns Hopkins. While his colleagues were choosing fields in physics and chemistry, Morgan's interest turned to something more personal, man himself. Why do we inherit physical characteristics from our parents? To find the answer, Morgan spent years studying the common fruit fly. He bred generation after generation, constantly observing the traits produced. He then computed mathematical tables and analyzed the whole question of heredity in terms of the nucleus. The nucleus, he observed, was the center of activity in every cell. As a result, he developed his theory of the gene. This theory, simplified, holds that each human cell contains hundreds of units called genes, and each gene carries a physical characteristic from its parents. For this outstanding work, Morgan was awarded the Nobel Prize for Physiology and Medicine in 1933. Thomas Hunt Morgan, an American scientist with the philosophy that somewhere there must be an answer. Let's find it.
Now, Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the back to...
Expense account item 4, 10 cents for a call to the Fletcher Advertising Agency.
No, sir. Mr. Spade isn't in yet.
All right then, miss.
He telephoned that he would stop off and see Mr. Fletcher before coming in, at Mr. Fletcher's apartment.
And he called you from the airport, didn't he?
Yes, sir.
And probably left the door of the phone booth open so you could hear the background noise of the planes and so on.
What?
Sure. So you know he actually was calling from the airport. Item 5, 60 cents for half a dozen calls to various departments of the airline company. And finally, I managed to get hold of the gal who'd been stewardess on the flight in from Philadelphia.
Yes, kind of light sandy hair and blue eyes.
Uh-huh.
And he wore a dark brown tweed suit. Oh, and his briefcase had the initials WS on it.
Yeah, then it must have been Bill Spade, all right. But how come you remembered him so well out of your whole list of passengers?
Oh, how could I forget him?
What do you mean by that?
Oh, Mr. Dollar, from takeoff to landing, that whole flight was perfect. But Mr. William Spade insisted he was airsick, or on the verge of it.
Oh?
He must have pushed the call button a dozen times. Mary and I were busier with him than with all the other passengers put together.
I see.
Mary swore he was perfectly all right. That didn't keep him from pushing that button.
Yeah, almost as though he was deliberately calling attention to himself.
Yes, certainly looked that way. But why?
I think I have a pretty good idea. Thanks a lot. Spade told me he'd stayed over in Philadelphia at the Bellevue Stratford. Item 6 is $1.30 for a call down there.
Oh, that's right, sir. Mr. Spade got his key from me and went up to his room at about, 10 o'clock last night.
You mean he said he was going to his room?
That's right. Then he checked out about 8 o'clock this morning.
I see.
If it means anything, he mentioned the importance of catching a plane to New York. He mentioned it several times to both me and the cashier.
I'm sure he did.
Almost like a kid about to take his first airplane ride.
Oh, maybe it was just to impress you with the time he left your hotel.
Oh? Well, what do you mean by that, sir?
Nothing. Forget it. Thanks. From the minute Spade handed me that plane ticket as an alibi, I felt sure he had murdered Mr. Fletcher. As for all his trouble to establish he'd been in Philadelphia that morning, then aboard the plane, then at the airport, well, all very clever. But where was he? What was he doing before he checked out of the Bellevue? And don't forget, it's only a short hop from Philly to New York. Oh, I knew what Spade's answer would be, that he was in his hotel room asleep. And I'm sure that no one could prove otherwise. No one, that is, except Spade himself, could prove he'd left that hotel during the night, gone to New York under another name, killed his partner, then got back in plenty of time to check out of the Bellevue at 8 a.m. So unless I could somehow trick him. Item 7.85 cents for a cab to his office.
Yes, come in, Mr. Dollar, and sit down.
All right, thanks.
I'm sorry for the appearance of my desk, but with all that's happened and with the affairs of my new client to take care of...
Your new client?
Well, after all, with Mr. Fletcher gone...
Hey, it looks to me like you have every newspaper in town piled up here. But they wouldn't write about Mr. Fletcher unless he were dead or murdered.
What?
Tell me, how did you and Fletcher get along?
I suppose I might have expected you to ask something like that, just as a matter of routine questioning. Your questioning of anyone who knew him.
Maybe.
But what did you mean by saying the papers would only print a story if he were dead?
Just let me ask the questions, huh?
Well, of course.
Well?
Mr. Fletcher and I ran this business together.
Personally, how'd you get along?
He was a very difficult person, Mr. Dollar. Created many embarrassing situations here in the office.
Embarrassing for you?
Yes. But I blame it all on the constant pain from his back. You see, he had a very serious condition, sacrolumbar.
Yes,
trouble.
I know that.
But I had to admire and respect him. He was a genius. Now, just look at the way he built up this agency.
Yeah. Be nice to have, wouldn't it? Especially by you. In other words, you had plenty of motive for killing him.
Yes, of course. But if you think for 1 minute...
And I'm sure you had no trouble getting hold of a key to his apartment.
Mr. Dollar...
Who knows? Maybe Mr. Fletcher gave you one. After all, his own partner.
Dollar, if this is an attempt to be facetious... Look here, it's bad enough that Mr. Fletcher is dead.
Now, that's the second time you've said that.
Said what?
That Fletcher is dead.
Well, of course I... What?
Did I say that he was? Or the lieutenant there at the apartment?
You said he was shot. He must be dead.
You mentioned his back trouble.
Look here now.
I myself saw that corset he was wearing, those wide, heavy stays made of steel. Oh,
you...
Why, it would bounce off it like hail off a roof. Now, a big gun, a .38. But you forgot all about that regular suit of armor he had around him.
But he fell. I saw him. I saw him fall.
Sure you did.
And I thought the bullet... But if I didn't kill him, I was sure I had. I'd aimed for his heart, and when he fell... When he... Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Fletcher is dead. And now that you've told me who did it...
Dollar, please, listen.
You, mind if I use your phone? Ah, it's funny how a man like that can plan a thing so carefully, carry it out so carefully, and then when he's caught, lose his head and blab all over the place. Spade even made a grab for the little .22 pistol he'd used and had right there in his desk. Well, it'll be good as evidence. Expense account total, including a good meal on the fare back to dear old Hartford? $25.80. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, originates in Hollywood and is written, produced, and directed by Jack Johnstone. Heard in our cast were Virginia Gregg, Gene Tatum, Frank Gerstle, James McCallion, Herb Vigran, Jack Edwards, and Forrest Lewis. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is John Wall speaking.
Johnny Dollar has come to you through the worldwide facilities of the United States Armed Forces Radio and Television Service.
Johnny Dollar.
This is Fred Porter, Johnny. Miniatures.
Miniatures?
You know those tiny paintings, portraits usually done on porcelain?
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. But I don't think I ever heard of any Reimer collection.
There are half a dozen of them stolen from the Reimer galleries in Philadelphia. Cost us something over $20,000 insurance.
Never found them, huh?
Well, here's the thing. I just got a phone call from Wilbert Reimer. He wants to see you just as quickly as possible.
About those miniatures.
He wouldn't say, Johnny, but I'll bet on it. And he insisted that you and only you be brought in.
Huh. Funny, since I had nothing whatsoever to do with the case.
Well, why not, with your reputation?
But I thought you usually had a staff man
Plus
that took
the
care.
fact that our company investigator at that time was Jerry Pitcher.
Jerry Pitcher?
Yep.
The one who was suspected of complicity in some of the cases he was supposed to be investigating?
That's the one.
Well, wasn't he suspect in that robbery?
Yeah, but neither we nor the police could ever pin anything on him. All we could do was fire him and warn the other insurance companies to look out for him.
Fred.
Yeah?
Any idea where Jerry Pitcher's operating now?
Not the least. After the Reimer episode, he simply disappeared. There was talk of his having skipped the country, but nobody was sure of it.
I wonder if Reimer's suddenly got a lead on him.
There's one way to find out.
Okay, Freddie, I'll grab the first train.
CBS Radio brings you Bob Bailey in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
And now, Act One of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Mono Guarantee Insurance Company, Philadelphia office. The following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the Reimer collection matter. Expense account item 1, 825, train fare and incidentals, Hartford to Philadelphia, PA. Item 2, 70 cents for a taxi to the Reimer Galleries over on Walnut Street. Mr. Reimer turned out to be short, slightly gray, and very, very British.
Let's go into my office, Mr. Dollar, where we can talk undisturbed.
Yeah, sure, Mr. Reimer. Well, the art business must be pretty good with a crowd like this in the store. Pardon me, miss.
In here, please.
Hey, thanks.
Well, the gallery is rather well patronized this morning, isn't it? Will you sit down, please?
Thank you.
I must say, Mr. Dollar, that I many times wished that you had been assigned to the case when these priceless miniatures that I brought to me from Europe were stolen a year ago.
Oh, how so?
Well, they were so vastly uninsured, sir. A man of your capabilities would have been able to find them for me.
Yeah, maybe.
You, instead of that Jerry Pitcher.
I understand that, although nobody could prove anything, you suspected him of somehow being involved in that loss.
Oh, yes. If only because of his failure to investigate it properly. But now look here, son. This check has a direct relationship with the unusual number of people visiting the gallery this morning.
Uh-huh. This check was made out by you?
Yes. I intend to put it in the mails before the day is over.
To the Mono Guarantee Insurance Company. $4,050?
The exact amount I received for the loss of one of the miniatures, a genuine Pellegrini.
But you collected something like $20,000 in all.
On the 6th it was stolen, yes. But now, suddenly, and most mysteriously, the Pellegrini has been returned to me.
What?
And, of course, the people out there in the gallery, most of them connoisseurs, would be interested in seeing it again, wouldn't they?
Yeah, I should think so.
As a matter of fact, I've already found a buyer for it.
Who?
Mr. Charles Cunningham, one of my regular clients.
Well, just how did you happen to get this one back?
2 days ago, when I opened the place, I found it lying inside the door, on the floor, under the letter slot for the morning mail.
Just lying there?
But it was wrapped in a bit of coarse wrapping paper, the sort a greengrocer might use, and it was tied up with a piece of dirty string.
No note or anything with it?
Nothing. They're very mysterious.
But why was it returned?
Who knows?
Would you call it a pretty well-known piece, one that might easily be recognized?
Oh, definitely. And of course, there were pictures of it in the papers and of the others at the time that they were stolen.
In other words, anybody having it stood a pretty good chance of being caught if he tried to sell it.
But that does seem to be a logical conclusion, doesn't it?
Yet there's always the black market. I mean, abroad, in Paris. A lot of fine art that was stolen during the war has suddenly shown up over there.
Yes, and I understand that otherwise perfectly honest collectors haven't hesitated to purchase it. Things taken from the Louvre, from various museums in Germany, and... Hello, but Mr. Dollar, if the thief were caught smuggling the miniatures out of this country...
Yeah, I know what you mean. But now, why return these to you?
One of them, Mr. Dollar.
Okay, one of them, but why?
Well, there is, of course, one possibility.
Yeah? Like what?
If the thief himself were a connoisseur, one who would fully appreciate the value of the miniatures, well, I'm certain that he would never bring himself to simply destroy them. That is, after realizing that he couldn't very well dispose of them without being caught.
So rather than destroy them, he decided to give up and return them to you?
Well, it is a possibility, isn't it?
But he returned only one of them. And, of course, this theory of yours rules out Jerry Pitcher.
Well, yes. But it's puzzling, isn't it?
Yeah. Wait now, the paper and the string you found wrapped around it.
What?
Where are they? I'd like to see them. Well?
Oh, how utterly stupid of me.
What do you mean?
I'm afraid I threw them out with the trash, Mr. Dollar. It was taken away yesterday.
Oh, great.
You might have found fingerprints on them, mightn't you?
Yeah, and they might have given us a lead on whoever stole those things in the first place.
I'm terribly sorry. It was terribly stupid of me. My reason for sending for you, I hoped that by finding who returned this one, you might find the rest of them.
Sure.
In which case, your insurance company, well, needless to say, I would gladly return all of the money they paid to me.
Make them pretty happy, wouldn't it?
But no.
Yeah, they might even feel like handing me a nice big fat commission.
Now I've destroyed the one possible clue.
Well, there must be others, if I can dig them up.
Oh, I hope so, Mr. Dollar.
Or, of course, we could just sit here and wait for the other 5 to be returned to you.
I presume you're jesting, sir.
Yeah, I'm afraid so.
Yes. So how will you proceed?
Well, I'll tell you something, Mr. Reimer.
Yes? Yes, Mr. Dollar?
I haven't the least idea.
And now, Act 2 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the Reimer Collection Matter.
Expense account item 2, 60 cents per cab to Fred Porter's office at Mono Guarantee Insurance.
And it was about the stolen miniatures that Mr. Reimer sent for you.
That it was, Freddie.
Over $20,000 worth, Johnny. Well, has he some idea now about who might have taken them?
Fred, one of them, a Pellegrini, has just been returned to him.
What?
Yeah. Reimer's sending you a check in the amount your company paid him for that particular one.
Well, who returned it to him?
I don't know. He doesn't know. It was simply pushed through the letter slot in the door of the gallery. No clues, no nothing.
Johnny, whoever returned it must have been the thief. Or someone who knows the thief has contact with him. So if you can find this person, whoever brought it back, we may be able to recover the other miniatures.
Yeah. Did the police really do a job when they were stolen a year ago?
Yes, and the only suspect was that so-called investigator we'd mistakenly assigned to Reimer because he seemed to know something about art. He was familiar with Reimer's place.
That was Jerry Pitcher.
That's right. But they couldn't prove a thing against him. And after all, it was only Reimer's theory that Jerry might have been mixed up in it.
Why?
I don't know. It may have been because of the sloppy way he handled his end of the investigation. And don't forget, it was about that time we learned that Pitcher's reputation wasn't all that it might have been.
Have you got any idea where Jerry might be now?
As I told you over the phone, Johnny, there was talk that he'd skipped the country. Reason in itself to be suspicious of him, if you ask me.
I'll tell you this, Fred. If he did skip, and if he had those miniatures with him, the one place he might have gone to... Listen, mind if I use your phone?
It's right beside you. Help yourself.
Okay, thanks. Hello, operator. I want to put through a call to Paris, France.
Paris? Johnny...
Just take it easy, Freddie, and stay close to this phone so that you can hear. My call was to a strange little character whose name is de Marsac, but who calls himself a Chagris, the gray cat. His knowledge of the Paris underworld and everything that goes on in it is nothing short of fabulous. Yeah, because he himself is very much a part of it, of what goes on there. Not a single important work of art could ever hit the black market without his knowing about it.
How oui, Monsieur Darling. This is your dearest friend, Le Chagris.
Oldest and dearest friend, huh?
But of course.
Oh, sure. Now listen to Marsac. I want some information. Maybe you can give it to me.
For a small fee, perhaps?
Perhaps.
Say, $1,000 American.
1,000? You're out of your mind.
500?
Maybe a couple of hundred, if it's worth anything.
Now, take it easy, Johnny.
Let me handle this. Now listen to Marsac.
Well, speak, monsieur.
Well, I'm looking for a man named Jerry Pitcher. Ever see or hear of him?
Jerry Pitcher? No, monsieur.
You're sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Then what about the Reimer collection of miniatures?
Oui.
Yeah, there's some tiny paintings on porcelain.
Yeah, but of course, they were here on the black market.
You get that?
I sure did. Go on, Johnny.
Monsieur?
When, de Marsac? When did you see them?
Well, it is important.
You kidding? Of course it is.
Then you will pay me, 400, perhaps?
200. Now when?
Oh, me. Well, 3 years ago.
3 years ago?
We when they purchased for the gallery there in the United States.
Oh, well, that's a lot of help. But who brought them for the Reimer Gallery? Who purchased them, do you know? Well?
Uh-huh. So that is the question.
That's right.
Well, then 300, perhaps? Oh, it's worth it, monsieur.
Okay, 250. Now tell me who.
Well, it was Monsieur Reimer himself.
What? Reimer himself bought them there in the black market?
Oui, monsieur.
Ah, I see.
Well, so perhaps it is really worth 400, monsieur?
No, on second thought, de Marsac, I'm afraid it doesn't mean a thing. I'll mail you a check.
Well, of course, the last time I saw it...
What? What's that? Well? Okay, 400.
Bien. It was 6 months ago, June.
In June?
Oui, June. At the shop of my very dear friend. Oh, that scoundrel, that terrible crook, Francois Dubesson, defense. But not for long.
What do you mean?
Because he could not sell them. They were what you call too hot.
Huh?
Because they were known to have been so recently stolen from the gallery there in America.
Too hot, huh? So whoever had them brought them back here.
You see, monsieur?
All right, de Marsac. Who was that fence, that Dubosson? Who was he trying to sell them for? This man Pitcher?
Oh, no, monsieur. I told you I never heard of him.
Well, who then?
Well, alas, I do not know. And with a clever man like Dubosson, well, but perhaps for you, my oldest, my dearest friend, and it might take some time and expense.
Then no bother, yet.
Well, monsieur...
Forget it. I'll send you a check. Only you can send it to him, Fred. Save putting it on my expense account.
Oh, wait a minute, Johnny. If he can find out who was trying to peddle the miniatures over there...
Oh, you underestimate Le Chagris.
What?
If he's seen them, he knows what they're worth.
So what?
By the time he got that information, you'd have to pay him $1,000, maybe $2,000.
Well, even so, Johnny, if it leads us to the thief and the other miniatures that were stolen...
Leads us to him or merely tells us who he is?
What's the difference?
And I thought you were convinced it's Jerry Pitcher.
Well, who else?
Why?
I don't know. Ask the police. Ask Reimer.
Maybe I will. Or maybe I got a better idea. Item 4, $1.50 for a taxi out to the Museum of Art, where I finally ran down one of the curators, a man by the name of Kingman.
Well, of course I know the Reimer miniatures, Mr. Dollar. Priceless. And such a shame that they've been lost to the world of art. Stolen.
Yeah.
Stolen by a fool.
How do you mean, sir?
Well, I mean the thief would never dare to try to sell them, but such well-known pieces, anyone, anywhere would recognize them, would see that he was brought to justice.
Maybe. How much would you say those 6 little paintings are worth? About?
2 or 3 years ago, not very much. But now that their history is known, well, this often happens with works of art, Mr. Dollar.
How much, Mr. Kingman?
Well, somewhere I would say, that is, if they're ever found.
Yes?
Somewhere in the neighborhood of $200,000.
You're serious?
Well, among them is a body, for instance, and a genuine Pellegrini, yes.
A Pellegrini?
Pellegrini the Elder. And one of our wealthy collectors, Mr. Charles Cunningham, would pay almost...
Listen, do you know where I can find him?
I believe I have his address and phone number in my office.
Good. Come on.
But why all this interest, Mr. Dollar?
I'll tell you about it on the way to your office, Mr. Kingman. Item 5, 10 cents for a phone call, only to learn that Mr. Charles Cunningham was out of town for the day. So item 6, $14 even, is for a dinner, a room, and some breakfast at the Bellevue Stratford. Then early the next morning, item 7, another dime for another phone call.
Insurance investigator, did you say?
That's right, Mr. Cunningham.
Well, what can I do for you, Mr. Dollar?
Just answer one question, please. How much are you paying the Reimer galleries for a Pellegrini miniature?
You mean the one that was stolen a year ago that has been recently recovered?
That's the one I mean. What's the price?
Oh, well, now, I'm afraid that's something...
How much, sir?
It was a private sale, Mr. Dollar, a confidential transaction, and,
Well?
I don't know whether you realize it or not, but only recently has the value of those miniatures become...
Yeah, I know all about that. How much, Mr. Cunningham?
Now, look
would you rather be hauled in as accessory to a fraud?
You mean the Pellegrini isn't genuine?
Oh, it probably is.
But you said I might be involved in a fraud.
How much?
I am giving Reimer $20,500 for it.
Maybe you'd better call your bank and have them stop the check.
Stop the
Thank you, Mr.
check?
Cunningham. It looks as though my hunch was right.
What?
Goodbye, sir. Item 8, $1 for a taxi to Fred Porter's office. Item 9, another $1 for a cab for the 2 of us to the Reimer galleries.
Will you please tell me what this is all about, Johnny? Have you got on the trail of Jerry Pitcher?
No, Freddie, I haven't even bothered trying. Hey, listen, do you handle all of Reimer's insurance? When are his premiums due?
Well, as a matter of fact, a rather large one, slightly overdue now.
Oh. Why didn't you tell me that?
What difference does it make?
Well, if business were good for a man like that, wouldn't he keep up his insurance payments? Wonder how much else he owes.
What are you getting at?
Plenty. Looks like we've arrived, though.
You know, you still haven't told me why we've come here to the gallery at the crack of dawn.
Yeah, buddy. Now keep the change.
Yeah, fair.
See, Mr. Reimer's already opened shop.
Johnny?
Come on, Fred. Well, Mr. Reimer.
Oh, Mr. Dollar, I am indeed glad to see you.
Indeed.
Indeed. Good morning, Mr. Porter.
Mr. Reimer?
Look here, Mr. Dollar, here on this table.
What?
Another of the miniatures, a Lombardi.
What?
Yes, lying on the floor under the mail slot, just like the other that was returned.
I can't believe it. Here, let me see.
No, don't touch it.
And you see, Mr. Dollar, this time I saved the string and wrapper for you.
Oh? Why? Fingerprints?
Yes, of course.
Only I doubt if we'll find any.
But you were most explicit.
Matter of fact, if you didn't wear gloves in wrapping it up, you were pretty stupid.
I beg your pardon.
Asked that I be dragged in so that nobody would suspect you, huh?
Suspect me?
Johnny, what of Jerry Pitcher?
Who knows where Jerry is, and who cares? Mr. Reimer, when was your last trip to Europe? In June, wasn't it?
I make many trips to Europe in order
In June?
Well, yes, it was. But now look here.
Let's go back to your office. I want to look at your bank statements for the past year.
Mr. Dollar.
Or would you rather I just call in the cops?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Real honest business you've been running, huh?
Of course.
But you didn't hesitate to buy stolen, smuggled artworks on the Paris black market.
Now, look here, sir.
I suppose I should have started thinking when you told me those miniatures were considerably underinsured.
What?
Yeah, because you insured them before their true value really became known. But by the time you did know it, you'd already pulled the fake robbery, collected the insurance on them to keep your business going.
Well, now, please.
You tried to sell them in Paris then, but they were too hot. That was in June. But you still needed money, didn't you?
Well, have I denied
So
that
you had to bring them back. After all, you'd only collected about $20,000 on them. And now you could sell them for $200,000 at least.
Is this true?
Pretty nice profit, even after you got through returning what you'd collected from the insurance company.
Mr. Reimer?
And how to get them back? Have them mysteriously reappear one at a time and give out that cock and bull story about the thief not daring to sell them without being caught. Well, Mr. Reimer?
Well, do you think, if I produce the others, if I write and sign a full confession, the authorities will be more gentle with me?
Son of a gun, why do they do it? Won't they ever learn? What's the matter with people, anyhow? Some people, that is. Oh, well, expense account total, including the trip back to Hartford, $35.50. And Freddie, don't forget, a nice fee on this one, as well as a check to Le Chagris over there in Paris. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, originates in Hollywood and is written, produced, and directed by Jack Johnstone. Heard in our cast were Harry Bartell, Ben Wright, Forrest Lewis, Junius Matthews, and Marvin Miller. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is Dan Cubberly speaking.
Johnny Dollar has come to you through the worldwide facilities of the United States Armed Forces Radio and Television Service.
Johnny Dollar.
George Reed here.
Georgie, how's Floyd's of England holding up this hot weather?
Fine, Johnny, fine. Tell me, does the name Franklin P. Franklin mean anything to you?
No, I can't say that. Oh, no, wait. You mean the World War I fighter pilot who made such a name for himself came from right here in Hartford?
That's the one.
Oh, sure, one of my boyhood heroes. Yeah, Frankie the Flying Fool, they called him.
Yes.
Big plaque over at the library about the couple of dozen enemy planes he brought down.
Yes.
Which was quite a record in those days.
Yes, Johnny.
Something of a legend, too, because he gets shot down one day, be right back in the air the next.
Yes.
Just didn't know when to quit. Well, he isn't still alive, is he?
No.
Well, I didn't think so.
No, Johnny, Mr. Franklin died a few days ago,
Only a few
leaving
days?
a considerable amount of life insurance. With our company, of course.
Oh, I see.
Over $110,000 that's to be divided equally between his two sons, Randolph and Philip. Or, of course, the survivor.
Uh-huh. Well, what's your problem?
Well, Randolph is no problem. He lives right here in Hartford. As a matter of fact, he buried his father. But we need to find Philip. If that is, if he can be found.
Now, what do you mean by that?
Well, suppose you come on over here to the office and I'll tell you what I know.
Sure, why not?
CBS Radio brings you Bob Bailey in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to Floyd's of England, North American Office, Hartford, Connecticut. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the Twisted Twin matter. Floyd's of England hands me some pretty screwy cases, but I love them because they always put money in my pocket, sometimes plenty. So, expense account item 1, $1.10 for a taxi over to George Reed's office in the big new building on the square.
Yes, Johnny, as you mentioned over the phone, Franklin was one of the wildest, most daring aviators in all of World War I.
Yeah, from what I've heard and read about him, flying and fighting was a kind of obsession with him.
That's exactly what it was, an obsession. It was more than that. It was a mania.
Yeah.
They simply couldn't keep him down. They could blast his plane out of the sky, fill him full of lead, but within a day or two, he'd be back up there fighting again.
Yeah, must have been a real nut about it, huh?
That's almost an understatement.
So what about him, George?
Well, a few days before that war ended, flying through a storm on the way back from a mission over Germany, he crashed into a mountaintop. Not from enemy fire, mind you. He'd shot down 3 Fokkers that day single-handed, but because of his own wild miscalculation.
Yeah, but it didn't kill him.
No, but he was badly injured. Very badly. Didn't regain consciousness for days. When he did, when they told him he'd never be allowed to fly again, well, Johnny, the man literally went out of his mind.
No kidding.
Well, if it hadn't been for his family's money, Franklin would probably have spent the rest of his days in a mental hospital.
Kind of a shame for a man like that.
Well, you must remember that even from childhood he was a pretty erratic... Well, anyway, after a few years of expensive medical and psychiatric care, he apparently recovered, both physically and mentally.
Good.
He was able to manage the estate his parents left him and marry and raise the 2 sons I mentioned, the twins, Randolph and Philip, now his sole heirs.
Mm-hmm. What about his wife?
Their mother, Grace Franklin, died when they were born.
Oh, I see. Twins, you say?
Yes.
Identical?
Absolutely identical, in appearance.
What do you mean by that?
Well, Johnny, they both inherited some of their father's instability. Now, you'll see what I mean when you meet them. That is, if you do meet them both.
Yeah?
Now, Randolph, living here in Hartford, is a salesman. He's on the road for a big machine tool manufacturer, and so far as we know, doing all right.
Uh-huh. And Philip?
Well, from what little we know about him, Philip, the stupid one, well, the last we heard, he was a henchman, I guess you'd call it, of a man named Carlo Fazzetti.
Fazzetti?
Yes.
The mobster out in Chicago?
Yes.
I had some mighty unpleasant dealings with Fazzetti one time. Well, have you contacted him, ask him what he knows about Phil?
No.
Gee, Carlo Fazzetti.
Yes.
Oh, that's bad medicine.
I realize that.
But if the company's willing to pay good money for it, I'll try to make contact with him, see if I can enlist his help for a change. So?
It may not be necessary.
Oh?
And your important contact will be Randolph.
Okay.
Because according to him, Philip died about a year ago.
Okay, then I'll... Oh?
Yes.
Well, in that case, George...
But he hasn't been able to give us any proof. And that, of course, is what we must have, proof, one way or the other. Well, Johnny?
There's a fee on this one? I mean, after all, if I should end up having a tangle with Carlo Fazzetti.
Your usual commission on the face value of the policy.
And expenses?
And reasonable expenses.
Okay, Georgie, here we go again.
now, Act Two of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Charlie, the doorman at Randy Franklin's apartment, might better have been named Gimpy because of his mental limp.
Is that Mr. Franklin? Geez, I don't know.
You don't know?
Well, how should I?
Well, he does live here, doesn't he?
Sure, part of the time.
Huh?
Sure, he's a traveling salesman, some tool company.
Yeah, well, ring his apartment.
Mister, he's out of town just as much as in. Sometimes a couple of days, sometimes a month away.
Okay, now will you please...
Man, what a life. That's what ought to get me, a job like that, traveling all around.
Ring his apartment, please.
You
See if
think
he's
I
in...
like this? This standing around this fancy dump in this hot uniform. You think it ain't hot this kind of weather?
I'm sure it is. Now, please,
Boy,
if you'll just...
When I think how I could be traveling around all over, seeing the sights, meeting a lot of good-looking dames, showing them all a big time...
Charlie, would you ring Mr. Franklin's apartment and see if he's in?
You think I ain't responsible enough to get as good a job as Mr. Franklin or anybody else? Huh? Ring up his apartment?
That's right.
I can't do it.
Can't do it. What do you mean you can't?
A phone got busted a couple of days ago, and I forgot to call the repairman. But like
What's
I was
the number
saying,
of his apartment?
4A on the 4th floor. But like I started to
Okay,
say...
thanks.
Yeah, well, like I was saying, me, I could be just...
Wow. Wait. Randy Franklin was in. He was mid-30s, maybe, tall, rather good-looking, with black hair, gray eyes. But there was something about the way he used those eyes, a funny shiftiness about them. And he was nervous, terribly nervous, with a trick of twitching his head so quickly I almost expected his neck to snap. His handshake was warm and friendly enough, though, but his hands trembled. He drummed his fingers on the arm of his chair and kept adjusting his tie, touching his forehead, running his fingers down the edge of his jacket.
Of course, I wish you could find Philip, Mr. Dollar, but you can't.
Well, you seem pretty sure of that, Franklin.
I am absolutely sure. Philip is dead. It happened about a year ago, and Mr. Dollar, it was my fault.
Well, now, why do you say that?
Philip lived in Chicago. He worked with a man named Carlo Vizetti.
So I've heard.
You know who Vizetti is?
I've met him.
Oh. I see.
Yeah.
Then you can understand why Dad was very disappointed in Philip. And when he became sick and Philip couldn't come here to see me, well, it was about that time I had to go to Chicago on business. I ran into Philip, and I told him, Mr. Dollar, I told him that unless he came back here and squared things with Dad, got himself a legitimate job and settled down, Dad would cut him out of his will, out of the insurance.
Oh, is this true?
Yes, I believe Dad might have cut him off.
Well, now, it seems to me that would have been to your advantage.
Thank you, but I prefer to get along on my own, which is why I wish you could find Philip now. But you can't.
Yeah, you said that before.
Of course, a share in Dad's estate, of course, I'd welcome that. But not all of it, if it meant cutting off my own brother, and... You look as though you don't believe me.
Well, just keep talking, Randy.
The point is, the threat of losing some of the estate persuaded Philip to fly back here with me to see Dad. But then, Mr. Dollar...
Yeah? Well?
Mr. Dollar,
Look, are you always this nervous, Randy?
No, it's just when I think about what happened, then it was such a frightening, such a terrible, such a shock to me. I don't think I'll ever get over it.
Well, when what happened?
Probably accounts for these lapses, these blackouts that occur when I can't remember things, lose track of things for weeks at a time.
When what happened, Randy?
The airplane, unscheduled, we ran into a storm over the Alleghenies. We crashed into a mountaintop.
Oh, I see.
Do you? Do you really? Do you know what it meant? The same kind of a crash that years ago caused my dad.
Yeah, to lose his sanity for a while.
No! You mustn't say that. He was as sane as you and I. It was just the fear, the terrible, uncontrollable fear and the shock at... Only 3 of us, so far as we know, managed to crawl away from the wreckage. The pilot, a little girl, and myself. Even we, and we were badly injured, we didn't know about each other until much later, because we'd all crawled away in different directions. When I was found, I'd been unconscious for several days.
Like your father after his crash during the war.
No. Please. Don't. Please.
All right, I'm sorry. They found Phil's remains in the wreckage?
The wreckage of that plane burned completely. That is why the morbid-minded men at your insurance company can never have the sort of proof they seem to want. Poor Philip's body.
Oh, I see. In any event, though, it Looks as though you're the sole beneficiary of your father's insurance.
And I tell you, I don't care. Don't you understand that? If you like, I'll give Philip's share to some charity.
Randy, give me the name and address of the company you work for.
Why, it's in New York at the... Oh? Why?
Because I've suddenly got a real crazy hunch, real crazy.
Don't use that word.
Okay, then. I got myself a real wild hunch. How's that, huh? Yeah. Instead of going on back to the insurance company and telling them to pay off this policy to you, the sole survivor...
Yes, Mr. Dollar.
Well, Randy, I'm going to continue my search for your brother.
Search? For Philip? After all, I've just finished... Are you serious, Mr. Dollar?
I sure am.
But I told you...
Yeah, you told me. Just stick around, Randy.
And now, Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar and the Twisted Twin Matter.
Expense account item 2, 3820 for a day in New York, locating and checking with the machine tool company that Randy worked for. Well, by the time I got back to Hartford the next morning, I'd learned plenty about him. He'd been a good salesman for him for years, but not lately, not since the plane crash. And he never had a satisfactory explanation for long absences from his job. They were seriously considering dropping him from the sales force. Now, in other words, he had plenty of use, maybe need, for his father's insurance money. All of it, despite what he told me. So maybe if Phil was still alive... But when I went over to Randy's apartment again, he wasn't there. Okay, then. Item 3 on the expense account is $52.10, plane fare to Chicago. Items 4, 5, and 6 are 30 cents for telephone calls to my old underworld contact on, an ex-arsonist by the name of Smokey Sullivan. Item 7, $100 cash to Smokey when he dropped me off at Carlo Fazzetti's hangout, which, as might be expected, was an exclusive apartment out near the Ambassador East. What I didn't expect was the man who opened the door.
Yeah?
I want to see Carlo Fazzetti. My name is... Randy.
Huh?
So this is the answer.
What are you talking about, mister?
Oh, now don't give me that, Randy. So you've been playing it both ways, huh?
You ain't making no sense, Buster, so go on, get out of here, get lost.
Now, just a minute there, Randy.
What's this Randy stuff? My name's Phil.
Phil Franklin?
You know, now get out.
Just a minute, Phil. Who is it?
Should I know, boss? This jerky comes in here and starts talking.
Well, my dear old friend, Johnny Dollar.
Huh?
Old friend, huh?
Why, of course, since you can't possibly be trying to tie me in with some of your insurance trouble.
For once, Fazzetti.
Come in, Dollar. Come in.
Yeah, sure.
Phil.
Yeah, boss?
Make an extra one of them drinks for Mr. Dollar here. My old friend, Johnny Dollar.
Okay, boss. Whatever you say.
Now, wait a minute. I want to talk...
Phil.
Yeah.
Sit down here, Dollar. Right in here.
That's Phil Franklin, huh?
Yeah. Dopey Phil Franklin.
You're sure of that?
Of course I'm sure. He's been with me for years. Off and on.
Off and on, huh?
One of my good boys once, but now... I don't know why I keep him around.
Say, listen,
Did I
Fazzetti...
say keep him around? Half the time he's here doing odd jobs around the place, serving the booze, helping himself to it. Half the time I get the boys out looking for him. Sometimes he's gone 2 days, sometimes for weeks.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
Wait
he
a
used to be
minute.
one of my good boys. But ever since somebody knocked him on the head about a year ago... Say, he cracked up in an airplane.
Oh, he did, huh?
Now, what would Dopey Phil be doing aboard an airplane, huh?
Here's your drinks, boss. Here.
That's the boy. Now, Dollar, why'd you come here to see me, huh, pal? Only, drink up first.
Here, Carlo. Just add this drink to yours.
Huh?
But if you don't mind, I'll hang on to this glass.
Now, wait a minute.
Sorry, I gotta get going.
What?
See you next time I'm here in Chicago.
Wait a minute,
Maybe.
Dollar.
I wrapped the highball glass carefully in my handkerchief, stuffed it into my pocket, then spent item 8, $4.90 for a taxi. Item 9, another $52.10 for a plane ticket back to Hartford. Item 10, $1.50 for a cab to my apartment. Well, there I picked up my car and drove over to Randy's place. He wasn't there. Item 11, $10 to the doorman, Charlie, to keep his eyes open for once and to phone me when Randy came in. And to keep his mouth shut. Well, as I might have expected, Charlie's call didn't come until 5 days later. Item 12, $4.85 for a tank full of gas. At police headquarters, I picked up Lieutenant Tim Waverly, who spends most of his time in the lab, not in uniform. I gave him the highball glass, some instructions. Then together we drove over to Randy's apartment. And this time he was in.
Yes? Oh, Mr. Dollar.
Yeah, that's right. You've been away, Randy, huh?
Away? Oh, why, yes, I guess I have.
Yeah, I guess so. Oh, Tim Waverly, a friend of mine, Randy Franklin.
Hi, Mr. Franklin.
How do you do?
Just where were you, Randy?
Does it make any difference?
Where? Well?
Well, Mr. Dollar, I don't know.
No, I'll bet you don't know. All right, let him see it, Tim.
Sure. Mr. Franklin, have you ever seen this glass before? Here, take it.
What?
I said take it. Here.
All right.
Well, have you?
No, I can't say that I have.
Okay, thanks. Let me have it back.
Well, of course. Here.
Want to take it back to the lab, Tim?
The lab?
No need to, Johnny. These prints are identical, all right.
Mr. Dollar, what's this all about?
Randy Franklin, huh? And Phil Franklin, too.
What?
Yeah, so ever since that plane crash, huh?
Please, don't talk about that again.
Oh, sorry. Afraid you'll get all nervous, all upset again?
Yes, don't you see? This last blackout was right after you were here before.
Blackout, huh?
Yes.
You expect me to believe you don't know where you went, where you've been ever since then?
It's true, Mr. Dollar.
Are you kidding? I saw you in Chicago posing as Phil.
No.
What do you mean, no?
It's not true. It can't be
Those
true.
identical fingerprints on this highball glass prove it.
I don't know what you're talking
But
about.
why? What kind of a racket were you trying to pull?
Dollar.
Did you have some crazy idea that maybe,
No,
just
don't
maybe...
talk like that. I told you not to talk like that. Do you hear me?
All right, now, you just keep your hands to yourself,
No,
Randy.
because you're trying to upset me again, but I won't let you get out. Get out
Now,
of here.
just a minute,
Watch
you.
it, Johnny. I'll show you. Coming here this way. You hear me?
No, you...
Don't. Oh.
All right, now, Randy.
No. Please.
Take it easy, Johnny. You hit him pretty hard.
And that isn't all, Tim. Let me have your gun.
My gun?
Yeah, give me.
No, wait a minute.
Thanks. All right, now, Randy.
Johnny, you're out of your mind.
Am I? Stand back.
No, Johnny.
No, please. No.
No.
Johnny, if I didn't know you...
Okay. It was the shock that knocked him out, Tim.
I know. You not only didn't hit him, you didn't try to, but
yeah,
I
that's
did...
right. Now, let's get him over to old Doc Parsons.
Dr. Parsons?
Yeah.
The psychiatrist?
Yeah, come on. Give me a hand with him. Then, Doctor, it was a guilt complex that brought it all about, huh? This condition of his.
Plus shock, Mr. Dollar. You see, Randolph had built up this complex as a result of his brother's death in the plane crash.
Mm-hmm.
And you must remember that Randolph felt responsible for Philip's death.
And afterward, during his blackout, he really thought that he was Phil, huh?
Exactly. Of course, you were taking a big chance, Mr. Dollar. This new shock might have killed him.
Oh, brother, don't I know it, Doc. But, when I suddenly realized what it was all about,
Well, fortunately, it worked. His intense excitement, which ordinarily might have resulted in another one of his blackouts, sent him back into the Phil personality. Well, that excitement, plus the shock and pain when you struck him, then his overpowering fear when you stood over him, pulling that trigger, apparently trying to kill him. Well, Dollar, they were a perfect match for the pain and the terror that existed during the plane crash that made him the way he was.
But now, Doctor?
Well, I'm convinced that with proper care, Randolph will now be all right. Will be himself, entirely.
Good.
Just, don't you ever try anything like this again, young man.
Yeah, Dr. Parsons was right. After this, I'll leave the shock treatment bit to people like him who really know what they're doing. All right, let's see now. Expense account total comes to $196.55. There'll be no fee on this one. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, originates in Hollywood and is written, produced, and directed by Jack Johnstone. Heard in our cast were G. Stanley Jones, Frank Gerstle, James McCallion, Jack Moyles, Herb Ellis, and Russell Thorson. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is John Wald speaking.
Johnny Dollar has come to you through the worldwide facilities of the United States Armed Forces Radio and Television Service.
Sure, they may have plenty of blue blood in Boston, but from what I just saw, they've got plenty of the other kind, too.
This is another in the adventures of America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator, Johnny Dollar. At insurance investigation, Johnny Dollar is only an expert. At making out his expense account, he is an absolute genius.
Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar. To Home Office, Tri-State Life and Casualty Insurance Company, Hartford, Connecticut. The following is an accounting of my expenditures during my search for your missing policyholder, Miss Michelle March. Or, she came in like a lion and went out on the lamb. Or, she should have been banned in Boston. Expense account, item 1. $2.85. Railroad transportation, Hartford to Boston. Expense account item 2, $1.80. Cab fare to the corner of Longwood and Huntington Avenues. A half block from the apartment house that was Miss March's last known address. Boston may be called the cradle of liberty, but somebody else got rocked to sleep that morning on Longwood. The shots came from 2 carbines and 2 men in one light tan club coupe parked across the street. I waited long enough to memorize the license number as the pot rotted out of there, and then I headed for the victim. My heart was pounding, but not from exercise. He'd been sprayed coming out of a doorway that, in another 20 seconds, I would have been going in. But the coincidence didn't stop there. Take it easy now, will you? We'll get you some help. You know who did it? March. What? I didn't get you.
Tell him. Ask. Michelle March.
Michelle March? Well, that's who I'm looking for. What's she got to do with it? Can you hear me? What's Michelle March got to do with it? Come on now, try. I wonder if I should have stayed in Hartford.
I didn't see it happen, but I sure heard it. Like a shooting gallery. I was inside the shop, and, brother, that's where I stayed. Hey, Mr. Howard, can you tell?
Yeah. Let's just say you don't need to stand back to give him air. He can't use it. While the 2 limelight-happy characters from the crowd argued about who was going to notify the police, I disappeared from the scene by way of that desk doorway, pausing inside just long enough to learn from the buzzer panel that Michelle March's apartment number was, unluckily, 213. I didn't bother to look for the apartment house manager. I didn't even bother to pick the lock. I put my shoulder to work on the door. was an easy apartment to search, but it didn't offer anything to find. The only thing even faintly resembling a lead I found on the floor behind the bureau. A book of matches that advertised Boston's Best Bar by Far, Flannery's, with an address on Washington Street. About then, I decided that rather than being found at the scene of breaking and entering, I'd look up the police at the scene of murder.
All right, keep moving, folks. Tear them out of here, Sergeant. You'll have to give the
There he comes, all right. Get back. There's the guy that's bending over.
Oh, who are you there? What do you got to say about this?
Oh, not much, Lieutenant. He was shot from across the street by two men in a tan club coupe. Probably stolen. License number, Massachusetts 3R165. Weapons were carbines, 30 caliber Army issue.
You sure of all that?
Yeah. Here. This will tell you why I make it a habit to be sure of things.
Oh. Dollar. Insurance investigator.
Uh-huh.
Hartford. Well, in a way, that makes two of you.
Huh?
I'm Lieutenant Bell, Dollar.
Sergeant Major.
The dead man was a local detective. Private license, good business. And a bad reputation.
Name of?
Something I can't pass out right now.
Well, look, here's why I'm interested, Lieutenant. If friend detective was on a case, he could have been hired to find the same party I was hired to find. And since he was blasted at said party's last known address, it could be that somebody doesn't want said party found. Which paints an interesting but gloomy picture of my future.
Who is this said party?
A girl, Michelle March, reported to missing persons in New York yesterday by a worried sister, who was also the beneficiary of a $25,000 insurance policy owned by Miss March. The insurers, Tri-State Life, got the report from missing persons and hired me to find her.
You think she's dead?
I'll tell you when I find her.
Yeah. Now, what makes you think the deceased might have been looking for her, too?
Because he mentioned her name just before he went bye-bye.
Where are you staying, Dolly? Just in case we need you.
Cartwright Hotel. Now, look, Lieutenant. You've got a murder and I've got a missing person. You can loaf if you want to, but I'm eager. I want to talk to the apartment house manager. Any objections?
No. Go right ahead, Dolly. Good luck to you.
I am over this, Mr. Dollar. I've managed rooming houses for over 30 years in Boston, some very nice ones. This is the first murder I've ever had. Oh, why did fate point at me?
Fate didn't point, Mrs. Macy. The gentleman was knocked off because he was involved with one of your tenants.
Oh, that's impossible. I've tried so hard. References, my own personal observation.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that, Mrs. Macy. In fact, the more personal your observations were, the gladder I'll be.
Well, it isn't that I snooped, Mr. Dollar.
Oh, of course not, Mrs. Macy.
Who was it?
Michelle March, 213.
Oh, she's a lovely girl. But her habits were quite irregular. Often came in late.
Oh. I understand she hasn't been staying in her apartment for the past 2 weeks. Do you know where she went?
Why, no, but I did happen to be just outside her door when she came out with a suitcase and her gentleman collar. Her employer, I believe she said. Something about some work they had to do in the country.
Uh-huh. She leave a forwarding address?
She had little reason to do that. Why, all the time she's been here, the only letters she's gotten is from somebody in Chicago. One a month. A man, I'd say, from the penmanship. Didn't get one this month, though.
Do you, by any chance, remember what those letters said?
Oh, you young upstart. I'm only trying to help.
I know, Mrs. Macy. You're a lovable old gossip. After Mrs. Macy chased me out of her apartment, I questioned some of Michelle's second-floor neighbors. What they gave me only augmented the story I already had. She hadn't been seen in the company of anyone for 4 or 5 months, until dapper, medium build, and swarthy took over. All of them had seen him. None of them knew his name, but they all agreed he was the guy Michelle March had marched away with. Everything I learned added up to a dame getting tired of waiting for somebody in Chicago and ducking out with somebody else. It would have looked that simple if it hadn't been for that detective who had so recently taken up new headquarters in the city morgue. Expense account, item 3, $4.75, drinks and dinner. After which, expense account, item 4, 180, taxi ride. Taken on the strength of the weak clue I found on Michelle's apartment floor. The match folder from Boston's best bar by far, Flannery's. Flannery's look like they wouldn't want to know how old you are, but how many stretches, and in what prisons. Above a row of greasy bottles, the wall behind the bar was covered with pictures of fighters, right from old John L. up to Rocky Graziano. But none of them looked as brutal as the 8 or 10 gorillas who had their feet on the brass rail. I decided this was no place to ask for a lady, so I asked for a drink.
Yeah?
Straight rye, double.
You've never been in before. Where are you from?
I'm trying to forget. Has, Blackie been around lately?
Who's Blackie?
Well, maybe that's not his full name. It's the one I knew him by. He wore a lot of sharp suits, about medium build, dark, swarthy.
That could be anybody. Now drink your drink, pay for it, and move along.
Now, wait a minute. Now, I haven't got anything against the guy. I'm looking for a dame that's with him, see? What's the freeze for?
I need the room, expecting a private crowd. Now beat it.
I'm off, Flannery.
Oh,
Maybe I want to talk to these guys.
I'll see that, Flannery.
Yeah, I
look,
told Joe I'd beat him with the...
I'll get closed up again if I get any more trouble this week. Take him outside, Roxy, huh?
Shut up.
What's this Niles name you're looking for?
Michelle March. You know her?
Yeah. Let's go someplace and talk.
Thanks for the invitation, but let go of the arm. You'll get gangrene when the circulation is cut off.
Sorry. Come on.
What makes you so upset about the lost Michelle?
What do you want with Louis Marine?
Louis Marine? If he's the guy she's with, all I want him to do is to point her out.
You and me might get along at that. It'd be worth plenty to... Look out! Get this rifle! Hey!
The car they were in was different, but those carbines sounded the same. I rubbed my nose raw, trying to bury my head in that sidewalk. I knew they had to empty those carbines sometime, but instead of sounding better, it started to sound worse. I twisted my head, shot a look at the street, saw one of the attackers in the process of falling out of one of the windows of the gun car. Closed my eyes again and realized why they never let my kind of insurance investigator be a policyholder. I'd been sent to find a missing girl, and there I was in the middle of another Boston massacre.
You are listening to Yours Truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Charles Russell. It took a full 20 seconds after the smoke of battle had started to clear for me to realize that I'd been saved by the arrival of fire support from an unexpected source, the police. I looked around for my new friend and brother target, Roxy, but he had disappeared. A wave of suspicion broke over my flow of thought with this question. How did it happen that all those cops with all those guns just happened to be in all those hiding places waiting for those gunmen to drive up and open up? Answer, a hunter's stew like that usually calls for a pigeon. I didn't feel like flying, but I did, straight back to my hotel, with one landing and a newsstand. An evening paper gave me everything else I needed, except the feathers. But I wasn't exactly cooing when I got to my hotel room phone and put a call through to the Boston police.
South Precinct, Sergeant Miller.
Give me Lieutenant Bill in homicide.
One moment. Homicide, Lieutenant Bill.
This is Dollar, Lieutenant.
Oh, Dollar, sure. I'm glad to hear from you.
I'll have your badge for this.
What did you say?
The evening paper. Quote, Boston private detective, whose name has been withheld by police, was slain today, presumably to stop his search for a missing girl. It was learned by this paper from reliable sources.
Oh, now, Dollar.
That another investigator still alive has joined the hunt for the girl.
Well,
Johnny Dollar, well-known Hartford insurance sleuth, checked into room 705 at the Cartwright Hotel today. Well, You want more?
I can't understand it. I told the boys not to say a word.
I think the boys didn't.
Oh, now, see here. A man would have to stoop pretty low to use methods like that.
You probably touch your toes every morning for practice. Well, I hope you got the results for your stakeout in front of Flannery's. You got 2 hot carbines and a hot car. The evidence that could have talked, those gunmen, are so full of police lead that your only chance of learning anything now is to find somebody strong enough to pick them up and write with them.
Now, wait a minute, Dollar.
You know who hired them?
Well, I'll find out.
When you get confused, check with me. I think I know. Now, do I get the name of that private detective? The deceased?
Well, I don't see any harm. Bernard Knight.
Hired by?
Well, all right, Dollar. If you'll cooperate, I will. According to his files, he was hired by Roxy Morris to find the girl. Now, who hired the gunmen?
I think, but don't know that they were hired by a gent named Louis Marine to stop Roxy Morris from finding Michelle March. Why? We'll have more about that later. But if you'll put a search on that pair of names, I'll look for a good night's sleep. And after that sidewalk, it was easy to find. Hmm? Oh, Boston. Hello. Good morning.
Hello, is this Mr. Dollar?
Wait a minute till I pick you up off the floor. Who is this?
Is this Mr. Dollar?
Yeah, it is.
Well, this is Michelle March.
Huh? Well, good morning, Michelle. I've been looking for you.
That's why I called. I read that you were hired by my insurance company.
Yeah, that's right. They don't like disappearing policyholders.
Well, let me tell you this. If they want to save the money, they'll have to pay for me. Stop looking for me.
What are you afraid of? That Roxy Morris will follow me?
What do you know about Roxy?
They'd like to find you and Louis Marine.
What did he tell you?
Oh, what counts is that I filled in what he didn't tell me. Namely, that he was in Chicago for a year, and you were supposed to be waiting for him in this fatal apartment on Longwood Avenue. But instead, Louis Marine landed, took the situation well in hand, and captured you for himself.
You're just trying this on for size, aren't you?
If it fits, keep it on approval. The point is, there are too many people looking for you to stay lost. Where can I meet you?
How do I know I can trust you? I can't trust anybody.
Look, I'm still working for insurance company, so my greatest interest is keeping you alive, not selling you out.
What about the police?
My promises aren't equipped with lifetime guarantees, but I'll do what I can. If you tell all, and if the story is big enough, they should be willing to make a deal.
It's big, all right. It'll clear something out of their books that's been there for a year.
Where do I meet you?
You know where Charlestown is?
I know it's part of Boston.
Take the subway and get off at City Square. An hour from now. I'll be in a bar. The Gangplank. On Chelsea Street. Near the Navy Yard.
Okay, sweetie. I'll be there. Up until now, whoever's been doing the shooting has used everything but battleships. Even though Michelle's story sounded like trap bait, cheesy indeed, I had to take a chance. I dove into a cab and had the cab dive into the top of Hanover Street and down to Boston's North End. Playing quiz games with strangers in that section is called Take It or Lump It. But a few well-placed 20s led me to a neighborhood undertaker who had the officially unproved reputation of creating a large demand for his own services. We swapped donations. I gave him $50, and he gave me a large out of the corner of his mouthful.
Listen to me good. About a year ago, the laws picked up a Roxy Morris on a suspicion. They had a good idea. He'd heisted the 75G payroll. But there were no witnesses. He didn't leave none. Roxy knew they'd watch him, so he hightailed it out of town. But he didn't detect the loot with him. The boys around here got it back on the grapevine. He was suffering from the shorts. So everybody figured he had the dough stashed away somewhere right around here.
Is that all? Have you got anything else to tell me?
Yeah. Goodbye.
I didn't like the way that undertaker said goodbye. I legged it up to the subway station marked Union, went down in and caught a train for Charlestown. Once at City Square, a 3-block walk down Chelsea Street produced the Gangplank Bar, which in turn produced that nose-bruising smell which comes from slopping beer on sawdust. Out of place in the place sat Michelle March. She was a good looker, with a bad look. And if I had been Roxy Morris, I would have elected her the last national bank. I flopped into a booth beside her. She turned her head my way, looked me straight in the kisser, blew a smoke ring at me, and popped 2 words through it.
You Dollar?
Yep, I'm Dollar. You March?
I'm Michelle March.
Well, so far so good. It's nice hearing you breathe. That means Tri-State Insurance can keep its nice $25,000.
Only if you keep me this way, Mr. Dollar. And that might prove to be a difficult thing to do.
Oh, maybe not so difficult.
Why not?
Well, you indicated yourself that your magnetic personality might suddenly attract a few steel jacket bullets. That means there'll have to be somebody to pull the trigger. So all I have to do is to sit around and see who tries to take a shot at the target. You. And we've got our man.
It's not that easy. I'm in trouble 3 ways. And it's hard to see 3 ways at once.
Look, I know all about Roxy Morris. He swiped $75,000 and gave it to you to mine.
You don't know the half of it. 2 months after Roxy was gone, a guy named Louis Marine came to me with a story that Roxy had sent for $20,000. I gave it to him. Then he told me that Roxy had never sent for it. And that if I squawked, he'd convince Roxy that I'd fallen in love with him and just given him the money. He made the battery tip off the police. He had me going and coming.
Nice fellow.
He wouldn't leave me alone. He made me give him $15,000 more of Roxy's money. And 2 weeks ago, I got word through to Roxy in Chicago. He blew up. Turned on me. I've been running from him ever since. He wants his $75,000, all of it. And I haven't got it.
Oh, seems like you've been taking chances all the way. Now, you know what I want you to do?
No, what?
Take one more. I told Michelle what I had in mind for her, during the next few hours at least, and grabbed a cab back across the bridge into the North End. Expense account item 5, $50. Another donation to my expensive undertaker. This time I paid him for talking, but not to me. Then I took over the telephone and dialed my way through to the guy to whom I was about to give a chance of becoming the ding-dong daddy of the Boston Police Force, Lieutenant Bell.
Yes, Dollar, this is Lieutenant Bell.
Bell, how would you like to get the goods on Roxy Morris?
Well, I'd like it fine.
Okay. And along with that, how'd you like to pin a receiving stolen property rap on Louis Marine?
I hope you aren't just being salty, Dollar.
I'm not, Lieutenant. Now, look, you may have to do some trading with the gal on this deal.
Yeah?
You may have to promise her some time off for verbal good behavior.
Well, such things are possible. All right, what's the pitch?
Listen, I have baited a tall, thin granite trap for Roxy Morris and Louis Marine. The bait is Roxy's ex-girlfriend, Michelle March.
Okay, what then?
I had a tipster call Roxy Morris and tell him that Louis Marine was meeting Michelle at a certain place at 3 o'clock this afternoon.
Yeah?
I also had Mr. Blabbermouth call Louis Marine and tell him that Michelle is meeting Roxy at the same time and the same place.
What?
I had him tell each of the gentlemen that Michelle was meeting the other one with what's left of the money in cash.
Oh, you've started a war, Dollar. But if it does the trick, it's worth it. All right. What's my move?
First, call the place where I've arranged a surprise party and tell them to get rid of the public. Also tell them to let a girl named Michelle March come and go as she pleases. Also me.
Oh, don't tell me you've set this thing up in a public place. Where is it?
Lieutenant Bell, what I want is for those 2 characters to run up a blind alley. And when I say up, oh, brother, they got the word the Michelle meeting would be held at the top of the Bunker Hill Monument.
Oh, no.
And you might remember what General Prescott almost said. Don't fire till you see the red in their eyes. I was back in Charlestown and at the base of the Bunker Hill Monument at 2:45. The door of the museum at the bottom was open, but a state park officer stood by its side. I told him who I was, and he nodded me through the bronze doors. Officer, did Miss March get here?
Yes, sir, young man. She went up the shaft.
Oh, well, look, can I run the elevator myself?
There isn't any elevator. Just steps. 200 to 300 of them.
Oh. Ow, this may be going to heaven the hard way, but here goes. Halfway up the winding granite stairs, I yelled for Michelle. But she either didn't hear me or just didn't want to answer. kept going and hoping. As I came closer to the top, I tried yelling again. Still no answer. Finally, I made it. Up into the observation landing at the top. Michelle was there. She still wouldn't talk, but she had written me a note. Beside her crumpled figure was a vial that hadn't been filled with perfume. The note was short and to the point. Dear Johnny Dollar, I still want to help, but I hadn't better be around here alive when everybody gets here. And it was signed Michelle. As I bent over to see what kind of bye-bye medicine she'd taken, I heard something that might mean a sudden dose of lead to the head for me. Either Morris or Marine had landed, and there I was stuck at the top with a bait that had suckered them into a trap, which suddenly turned out to be mine. Waiting up there in that tiny room for death to come get me would have killed me anyway, so I started down. Over the pounding of my heart and my own steps on the granite blocks, I heard the pitter-patter of anything but tiny feet come charging up a narrow staircase. Whoever was coming up and I both slowed down, but my heart didn't. Then I crept around a curve and my eyes went into a head-on collision with a pair staring back.
What are you doing here?
I'm a tourist, Roxy.
Maybe right, white guy. You may be taking a trip. Who's up there?
Up there? Oh, I don't know who they are. Just some girl with a guy she keeps calling Louie.
Okay. Let me by. Easy now. Don't try anything.
Roxy Morris tagged me with the butt of a .32 going by. But lying there with my head against the cold granite inside wall of the monument brought me back. And conscious was a very dangerous condition for me to be in, because charging up the stairs came another pair of unfriendly feet that couldn't have belonged to anybody but Louis Marine.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
Well, up until somebody hit me on the head, I was tailing Roxy Morris and his girl.
They're up there?
Sure, Louis. Yeah, they're up there.
Then let me by. Come on. Get up out of my way.
Okay. Go ahead, by.
Yeah. But wait a minute. I got an idea. Come on, chum. Ahead of me. Up you go. You can affront for me. Move!
Louis had a gun at my back, and Roxy had one waiting for me up front. We took the last few steps up to the top real quiet-like. When my eyes came level with the floor of the observation room, Roxy was bending over Michelle, but he snapped up in a hurry, and his right hand was loaded with heat. Louis pushed me ahead of him, up and in. I stood there between them, listening to them grind their teeth at each other, with one foot under Michelle's arm. Then I got two big shocks. A scream from Michelle just before she snatched my legs out from under me. Hey, what are you doing alive?
I don't know. I guess I didn't take enough.
Well, whatever you're doing alive, I'll tell you one thing. Your two boyfriends sure took care of each other. Come on. Let me get you out of here. Oh. I didn't think I'd be able to carry me down all those stairs. Now I have to carry you. Expense account, item 6, $20. City Hospital. Having Michelle's stomach pumped out. And the way Michelle took my suggestion that she voluntarily turn herself over to the police was very good. Lieutenant Bell was very cooperative. Otherwise, I might let it be known that the reason that he didn't show up on time to help me in the 1949 Battle of Bunker Hill was because he forgot to reset his watch at the end of daylight saving time. He showed up for our 3 o'clock appointment at 4. Expense account total, $786.00. Signed, yours, truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, is produced and directed by Gordon T. Hughes and stars Charles Russell with script by Paul Dudley and Gil Dowd. Featured in the cast were Bill Boucher, Myra Marsh, Dick Ryan, Larry Dobkin, Charles Seal, and Dorothy Lovett. The special music is written and conducted by Leith Stevens. Be sure to be with us next Saturday, October 1st, when another unusual expense account is handed in by
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
That's right. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, will be heard on Saturday evenings starting next Saturday. And look at who's going to be here at the same time on Sundays. The world's most famous blockhead, Charlie McCarthy, accompanied by a man who shadows him closely as Johnny shadows the suspect, Edgar Bergen. Yes, Charlie McCarthy and Edgar Bergen have joined the great parade of stars to CBS, along with Jack Benny, Amos and Andy, Horace Height, and Red Skelton, whose show starts next Saturday, or rather next Sunday also. Don't miss the first hilarious appearance of Charlie and Bergen on most of these same CBS stations at the same time next Sunday night and every Sunday thereafter. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System. The Columbia Broadcasting System presents Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. The next half hour has its baggage packed to take a trip with America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator, Johnny Dollar. At insurance investigation, he is just an expert. At making out his expense account, he is an absolute genius.
Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to Home Office, Nutmeg State Casualty and Bonding Company, Hartford, Connecticut. The following is an accounting of my expenditures during investigation of series of accidents affecting your policyholder, the Funfair and Weatherly Carnival shows, or how I went for a spin on a case we might refer to as Murder is a Merry-Go-Round. Expense account item 1, 25 cents. Purchase of billboard, theatrical magazine to check the route of Funfair and Weatherly Carnival shows. Expense account item 2, $68. Air and train fares to Talladega, Alabama. Item 3, $1.10. Cab fare in what was only a fair imitation of a cab from Talladega Depot to the dusty vacant lot which had overnight found itself wearing theatrical makeup. Brightly as the hot sun beat down on the midway, it couldn't help the layout of canvas and slats from looking beat up. A perspiring mechanic shot sparks of profanity back at an obstinate motor as he tried to get it to roll the giant hoop of a Ferris wheel. I asked him what he knew about the accident of a week before when a car dropped off the same Ferris wheel, badly injuring 3. He was charming.
Listen, pretty boy, don't go getting nosy around here.
The Joe in charge of the electric scooter concession was just as sweet. On the subject of how come one of his scooters blew up a few nights back, sending a citizen to the hospital, he just didn't feel like talking.
If you ain't a cop, start moving. If you are, where's your warrant?
I was just asking the pilot of the giant airplane spin who he thought might have cut the cables the night one of his wallboard gliders took off across the carnival crowd, crashing and busting up a few more customers, when I got a canvassman's version of a sharp answer, a tent stake right behind my ear.
Well, those sleeping beauties waking up, huh?
Who are you?
I thought maybe you'd be sick of asking questions. First, maybe you better answer a few. Before you get up. Number 1, who are you?
A pilgrim from Hartford.
Never mind the double talk, wise guy. What's your name?
My name is Johnny Dollar, but right now I feel like 2 cents.
What's your big interest in those accidents you were asking questions about?
Strictly academic. I'm only representing the insurance company that's paying off on those accidents. Now maybe you'll tell me who you are and where I am.
Ah, thought you guys were smarter. Dollar, I'll let you in on a little secret. Next time you want to find something out on a traveling show, get to the boss first. Asking a lot of questions around a circus or carnival lot is unhealthy.
Where is the boss, Miss Pepper?
Louise is in the other end of this trailer. She'll be right out. Now, okay, you can get up on your feet.
Oh, thanks. I hope you don't mind if I don't stay up on them. I feel more like sitting down.
Go ahead.
You still haven't told me who you are.
My name's Brennan.
Oh, yeah, Shanty Brennan. Yeah, you're the general manager of the show. They told me all about you. Louisa Pepper's right arm and strong arm. How long will she be?
Yeah, she's getting dressed. Just finished taking a nap. We drove all night to get here. How about having a blast with me while you're waiting?
No, thanks. I haven't enjoyed a noon bottle since I was 2. But don't let me stop you.
Thanks. Oh. You sure you won't have one?
I'm sure. Brennan, the insurance company's been checking up on your show. The police chiefs in the last 10 towns you've played say it's a clean one.
We haven't got a pickpocket or a grifter on the lot.
But plenty of trouble, huh, during those past 10 stops?
At least once a night somebody's got hurt. But never any of us. It's always one or two of the townies, the citizens. Last night, a car on the whip cut loose. That sent 4 to the hospital.
4 more insurance claims for nutmeg state casualty and bonding, huh?
Yeah, and one more town we won't be able to play again for a couple of years. It's a wonder we didn't travel out of that town last night by rail, tarred and feathered.
For 10 straight nights now, you've had at least one big accident every night. What's your guess, Brennan? Has fate taken a steady job on your show, or is somebody out to get you?
Somebody's out to get us.
Okay, well, do you have any idea?
Oh. Why didn't you tell me we were entertaining a gentleman, Shanty? I'd have put on some more clothes.
It would have taken a lot more clothes to cover all there was of Louisa Pepper. She looked like an aging Cupid doll, but even in a carnival, she was no prize. I didn't like the look in her eye. It looked much too friendly. So right away, I decided to change the unspoken subject. Miss Pepper, I'm here on business, insurance.
Sorry, we're not buying any.
And I'm not selling any. The way things have been going, the insurance company I represent would probably like to buy some of yours back.
Oh?
Yeah. I'm from Nutmeg State Casualty, investigating the accidents.
Hope you find out more than we've been able to, and fast, before we go broke. The word's traveling one town ahead of us. They got us pegged for a dangerous midway.
Have you been using police protection?
20 extra cops a night at $10 a cop. So, night before last, a guy winds up with a hammer to try and ring the bell and win a cigar. The top of the hammer flies off and almost brains a cop. Around this show, the police need protection.
I see what you mean. How are you fixed for people who don't like you? We got many to choose from?
Dollar, we treat our help fair and square. We know them all and trust them all.
Fire anybody lately?
Nobody. The only ones who left were floaters. But none of them had a beef.
Okay, Miss Pepper. Now think back. In all your life, who do you know who'd most like to see you have a real bad time?
Only one guy. And he's not around.
Dead?
As good as. He's in jail. Has been for the last 8.5 years.
That's a long time. How long did he go up for?
10 years.
What are you thinking, Dollar?
I'm thinking that with time off for good behavior, maybe he's not in jail.
Not in jail? Shanty, he's got to be in jail. He's got to be, I tell you. You've told me you were keeping...
All right, break it up, Louisa. If Carter Lacey had a voice as sharp as yours, he could saw his way out of jail. Okay, Dollar, you made a guess. How about seeing how good it is?
Sure. I'll find out if your bogeyman is still in jail, but I didn't catch that name.
Lacey. Carter Lacey.
And where's he been in the pokey?
Massachusetts State Prison, at Charleston.
Well, what did he go up for?
What's that to you?
Cut it, Louisa. Dollar, we sent Carter Lacey to jail for attempted murder. He tried to kill Louisa's niece, Myrtle.
Is she around?
He's running the snake show on the Midway. Dollar, how soon can you check whether Carter got out?
As soon as I can make a telephone call. But, Shanty, before I do, I'd like to elaborate on that guess I made. Now I'd not only guess that Carter Lacey is out of jail, but I'd also guess that he's been out a little over 10 days. Expense account, item 4, $3. Telephone call to Massachusetts State Prison. confirming both of my guesses. Carter Lacey had checked out of the Bay State's Hotel Greystone for bad boys 2 weeks previously. Item 5, $32. Telephone calls to various hotels in the last 10 towns the Fun Fair and Weatherly Carnival shows had played. Item 6, 10 cents. 2 nickels spent calling 2 hotels right here in Talladega. Then I dropped 1 more nickel in the telephone. Got the lucky number?
Yes, sir. We do have a Mr. Carter Lacey registered. Room 312. Shall I call?
And hit the jackpot. Expense account item 7, 65 cents. Cab fare to Sunshine Hotel. Tip the driver, $1. From the lobby, I called room 312. He invited me up. I invited him down. I knew I'd feel better talking to Carter Lacey with a lot of people around. They'd make nice witnesses if he suddenly got homesick for prison life and used me as his ticket back. I waited in the coffee shop. The waitress brought me a cup of coffee, and my palate went to work refereeing a one-sided bout between the strong Java and the weak cream.
Hello. Dollar?
All right. Sit down.
Thanks.
So you're Carter Lacey, huh? Have some coffee?
No, thanks. It keeps me awake nights.
How about your conscience? Having the same trouble with that?
My conscience deserves an 8.5-year rest. But it can't start its vacation until I even up a few scores.
Busting up carnivals.
Child's play. Look, Dollar, over the phone, you told me you're an insurance investigator. You can save your company a lot of money.
How?
Call them up and tell them not to insure the lives of 3 people. Because any minute now, 2 of them are going to be dead.
Louisa Pepper, Anise Myrtle, and Shanty Brennan.
Yeah, Dollar. I'm going to kill 2 of those people. The other one's still my friend who's going to help me do it. In case you don't know your law, Dollar, don't bother calling the cops. I can't be held for making a threat unless I put it in writing.
Well, Lacey, I don't know what your beef is against the people running that carnival, but those accidents have been hurting a lot of innocent bystanders.
Dollar, you're talking to a guy who really knows what it means. Getting hurt as an innocent bystander.
Expense account item 8, $25. Retainer to local detective agency hiring shadow for Mr. Carter Lacey. Explanation: an ounce of crime prevention is worth a ton of trials. Item 9, $1.20. Cab fare back for the evening's festivities at the Fun Fair and Weatherly Carnival, which was rapidly becoming more and more of a thrill show. Expense account item 10, 30 cents. Down payment on ulcer, eating supper at what the Carney people call a grease joint. I made my way among the trailers that were lined up behind the midway, and as I looked for the one housing Louisa Pepper's snake-charming niece Myrtle, the burning sensation around my heart wasn't all caused by the hot dogs I'd just eaten.
Who is it?
I've got a message from Carter Lacey.
What did you say?
I said I've got a message from Carter Lacey. For you and your Aunt Louisa, Shanty Brennan. You're the only one I haven't met yet, so I thought I'd deliver it to you first.
Where is he?
In town. Got any snakes in the trailer?
No, of course not.
All right, then. How about inviting me?
Are you the insurance guy they told me about?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, come in. What did Lacey say?
He said that he's going to kill 2 of the 3 of you.
Which 2? Didn't he say?
No, he didn't. He just said that 2 of you are going to get it. And that his one friend among you, the remaining one, is going to help him do it.
He'll do it. He hates us. I know he'll kill us. You say Louisa and Shanny don't know yet?
No, they don't. You're the first to know.
Well, then wait here. I'll run tell him. I'll stop back here before I go into the tent to do my next show. Grab yourself a drink. I'll be right back.
But she wasn't right back, and it's just as well she wasn't. She might have interrupted me while taking a sightseeing trip through the drawers in the trailer's built-in bureau. The piles of silky nothings that give gals that certain something didn't tell me anything I hadn't known about women before. But a little black book stashed among them did. I needn't have rushed my search, though, because Myrtle Pepper was still gone after 10 minutes. That's about the time I headed back to her Aunt Louisa's trailer, pulled open the door, and walked in.
You scared me, Dollar, barging in like that.
Mr. Dollar, I told you I'd be right back.
Did Myrtle here deliver Mr. Lacey's little love letters?
Yes, the fool. He always was a fool. He can't kill us.
You mean it's against the law?
I mean, it's impossible, that's all.
Look, Miss Pepper, You and your niece here are both plenty scared. While you're out shaking those cooch dancers you got working over on the Midway. Myrtle, have you told Shanny about Lacey's threat?
Yeah, I met him on the way over here. Asked him if he'd feed my snakes before showtime. They're dangerous to work with if they're hungry. Yeah, I told him. He said he'd join us here.
What did he say when you told him?
He said if Lacey had one of us helping him, then the three of us had better stick together so we could at least watch each other.
Smart man. He had a good idea. I see the three of you had better stick close to each other, beginning right now. Come on.
Where are we going?
Over to the snake tent. And when we get there, Myrtle, you'll be the only one of us who'll be among friends. The three of us left Louisa's trailer. We walked past the back of the shooting gallery concession right in the front of it. And along the back of the line of canvas shanties. We stopped at one. Myrtle pulled back the canvas flap, and I stepped in ready for anything. With the ladies not far behind me, I edged slowly over to the square red board fence set up in the center of the tent. There were danger signs splashed in white paint along the outside walls of the pit. I clenched my teeth and looked down through the wire mesh top at a slithering tangle of writhing, angry reptiles. And there, lying among them with a vicious red welt splashing his forehead, was Shanty Brennan. He was feeding the snakes, all right.
In just a moment, we'll return to the second act of Yours Truly, Johnny Dollar. But first, here is some news. 30 minutes of new thrills will be added to CBS 10 Great Sunday Night Entertainments this coming Sunday. At 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where you formerly heard Spike Jones, CBS will bring you screen star John Lund in an adventure-packed tale of a ship filled with terror and horror. This story, A Shipment of Mute Fate, starring John Lund, is the first of 3 special broadcasts from CBS' famous Escape series. It will be heard over most of these stations immediately preceding a familiar show which brings you a different kind of escape, The Jack Benny Show. And now, back to Yours Truly, Johnny Dollar.
I'd just seen a murder mystery where the actors had been hissing instead of the audience. The lead character in that snake pit wasn't going to win any Academy Award. The scene of the crime was no place for a man, let alone a woman, so I herded Auntie Louisa and her niece Myrtle out of the tent and back into the trailer.
Oh, poor Shetty. How horrible.
Yes, I was wrong, Dollar, when I said Carter Lacey couldn't do it.
What's going to happen to us?
According to what Lacey told me, Myrtle, what's supposed to happen is only going to happen to one of you.
What do you mean?
Well, he claims that one of you was in this with him, and that one knows she's safe. This may turn out to be an acting contest between you two.
What's that crack supposed to mean?
Well, the one who's safe wouldn't want anybody to know she feels safe, huh?
Oh. I wish I had learned to cry.
Louisa, you don't think it's me?
Well, I know it ain't me.
Oh, ladies, how about observing a moment of silence in memory of the deceased while I give you a few instructions? Okay. Have you got a gun in here, Louisa?
Yes, and a license to carry it.
Good. Where is it? The gun, not license.
I won't give it to you.
Well, if you don't, people might get to thinking that you're Carter Lacey's girlfriend and accomplice. Anyway, I don't want the gun to take with me. I want to leave it here. Where is it?
In that drawer right over there.
Which end of the drawer?
What's the matter with you, blind? You'll see it.
I'm not turning my back on you. Which end?
You'd make a lousy trapeze out of Dollar. You don't take any chances. This end, toward me.
Thanks. Well, now where are the keys to the car I hitched to the front of this land yacht?
What are they for, Dollar?
Just another chance I'm not taking. With those keys in my pocket, this trailer won't be joyriding anybody off into the night. Where are they?
I'll get them for you.
Wait a minute, Myrtle. How come you know where Louisa's keys were?
Yeah, Myrtle. How come?
Because... Well, they're laying right there in plain sight.
Oh. Thanks. Now I'm going out and call the police. Louisa, I want you to get into that chair down at the other end of the trailer.
Okay, General. You got the gun.
And you, Myrtle, get on that bunk down at the other end.
I don't understand all this.
And now, ladies, while I'm gone, I don't want one of you gals to be knocking off the other. But on the other hand, I can't leave you here without protection. So I'm leaving the gun right here on this table in the middle of the trailer. And if Carter Lacey comes knocking at your door, you can have yourselves a race for the gun. Expense account item 11, 5 cents. Telephone call to the local police, plus another nickel spent calling a taxi. The cops arrived in 4 minutes, the cab in 15. Its driver had no siren to take him through the traffic lights. Item 12, $1.10. Cab fare on an exceedingly slow and torturous trip to the Sunshine Hotel. Tip to his kind of a driver, a nickel. I went up to the 3rd floor and headed down the hall to Carter Lacey's room, 312. I rapped for an entrance, but all that came back was an echo. The lock on the door was the soft touch type known to the trade as the burglar's friend, so I went in. Stars fell in Alabama? Oh. Stiffs fell in Alabama tonight. Oh, Operator, this is an emergency call. Let me have the Telegiga police, will you? Hello? Police department? This is the same guy who just called you from the carnival to report a murder. Yeah, well, you can send in the 2nd team. I've got another one for you over here at the Sunshine Hotel. Room 312. The party's just been strangled. Yes, I'm sure. Lots of bruises and deep-set fingernail marks on the throat. Sure, I know who it is. The name of the deceased is Myrtle Pepper. Myrtle Pepper certainly has been a fast worker. She not only had beat me down to the hotel, she'd managed to get herself killed in the bargain. I dusted the room for information, which was obviously more than the floor mate had done for dirt, and came up with a kind of an eye-opener you don't drink. A pint-sized surprise in the form of some old newspaper clippings and Carter Lacey's prison release form. And what let him out let me in on something. I got out of the room into the elevator, and when I hit the lobby wondering where to start looking for him, I found him sitting there looking at me.
Hi.
Why do you want to talk, Lacey?
I don't want to. But if you want to try and make me, what's the matter with right here?
Okay. I supplied you with an alibi today. I don't see him in the lobby.
That detective? He had stomach trouble. He got kicked in it. You can reach him at the city hospital. You know, in prison, I was a trustee. I get out, nobody trusts me.
Oh, with that forecast you gave me this morning, what else?
Forecast?
Yeah. You predicted that you'll kill 2 people. Well, tonight the 2 people are dead. Shanty out at the carnival, and now Myrtle up in your room. What does that make you?
A good forecaster.
Or the killer, maybe?
Thanks for the maybe. Look, Dollar, I came to this town to take care of something. I took care of it. If you want to yell cop, go ahead. From now on, nothing bothers me.
Well, then stop chewing your nails. You told me this morning that one of those 3 people was working with you. There's only one left. And suddenly, Lacey, I don't believe your story.
Suddenly, I don't care.
Shanty Brennan lied to me this morning. He said that you went to prison on a charge of attempted murder. Your prison release papers say you went up for grand larceny.
You see what happens to bad little boys that tell lies?
I'm not through yet. I fished a bank book out of Myrtle Pepper's trailer, a 3-way joint account. Myrtle, Shanty, and Louisa. The first deposit, $60,000. The date, the same year you were thrown into the can for stealing $60,000. To me, that spells a 3-way split for them and a frame for you. Also, to you, it spells a motive for hating all 3 of them.
So I lied to you. What are you going to do, wash my mouth out with soap?
From now on, I don't need any answers from you, including smart ones. But look, you'd better stick around. If the cops don't pick you up for murder, maybe the hotel will want to press charges against you for having an extra unregistered person occupying your room.
Who is it?
Johnny Dollar.
Oh, wait a minute. Miss Carter. They arrested him? Tell me, did he escape?
He's at the hotel, and the cops are on their way down there right now. I hope he's more talkative with them than he was with me.
You talked to him?
Yeah, I had a long, one-sided conversation with him. There's one thing I still can't quite figure out. whether he really intended to kill Shanty and Myrtle or not.
Myrtle?
Yeah, strangled.
Myrtle. Poor little angel. Of course he meant to kill him. He hated him. He hated us all.
Well, you can hardly blame a fellow for being annoyed, framed in a grand larceny trap by three old chums. But you've got the wrong idea, Louisa. What I meant was, did he ever really intend to kill them himself? Or did he just intend to set off the greatest chain reaction since the atom bomb, and just sit back and watch the three of you try to beat each other to it?
Well, that's crazy talk.
Yeah, like a fox, maybe. He made his threat to me knowing I'd carry it back to you. I say you because you're the only one left. You see, he set himself up as a patsy. He'd been framed by you once before. To me, it looks like Carter Lacey learned a few things about wrong people during that 8-year stretch. Namely, that they never trust each other.
You're absolutely nuts, Dollar. I think you'd better get out of here. Go peddle your insurance. The cops will take care of Mr. Lacey.
I don't think they will, Louisa.
Why not?
Myrtle was strangled. That's the kind of murder a man would commit.
Well?
But there was a set of deep fingernail marks on her throat. And Carter Lacey bites his nails. So maybe you'd better get yourself a manicure before the police arrive.
Thanks for the advice. Stand right there, Dollar. This time I got the gun.
Hold everything, Louisa.
Carter!
This is a standoff, Louisa. Point that thing someplace else before I point mine up your snoot. Okay, Dollar, get out.
What's the matter with you, Lacey? Are you cracking up? Well, your plan was going along fine. First, Myrtle tossed Shanty to her snakes. Then Louisa took care of Myrtle. There's only one left, and the state will take care of her for you.
That's not enough. There's one satisfaction I haven't enjoyed so far. That's hearing one of these pigs squeal.
Carter, we can still split the money in the show and get out of here?
The only one that's going to get out of here is Dollar. Beat it.
I beat it, all right. I was the only one in the trailer without a gun. I plunged into the darkness looking for something and came up with a tent rope, dashed back to the trailer door, and lashed the knob to the guide rail. I didn't want those gun-happy birds flying the coop. Just then, the season opened. I didn't know who was going to come out the worst in there, the hunter or the hunted. The only key I had to the situation was the key to the car, the one I'd picked up earlier in the day. The car churned the trailer through the carnival back lot and out into the highway. When I hit the cement, I started spinning the rubber. Just as we hit the streets of the sleeping city, things woke up. Whoever was left back there snapped a shot at me through the trailer's front window. The second shot was my cue to try to ruin their aim by playing rockabye trailer, swinging the car from one side of the street to the other. Just as the not-so-sharp shooter made another try, I picked up just what I was looking for, a game of tag with a police patrol car. Expense account, item 13, 15 cents, bicarbonate of soda. Those Midway hot dogs I'd had for supper were no thoroughbreds. Item 14, $35, cigars for night shift. Talladega police, for whom I had started things smoking. Item 15, $3, hotel bill. Oh, but never let it be said that I ever turned in a measly $3 hotel bill for myself. This was to check out of the Sunshine Hotel, the man who had checked out in the trailer at the hands of Louisa Pepper. Louisa Pepper, the only one who was a good bet to catch up with Brennan, who had been murdered by Myrtle. And Myrtle, who had been loused up by Louisa. And Carter, whom she had also carted out of this world, proving that when you start any kind of chain reaction, you should be careful, because you're never going to be sure where it's going to stop. Expense account total? What? Only $692.18. I must be slipping. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
The madman of music is moving. Yes, Spike Jones, formerly heard on CBS on Sunday, is already unpacking his famous collection of flit guns, dishpans, and other instruments, ready for tomorrow night's premiere broadcast as a CBS Saturday star. Hear the Spike Jones Show on most of these same stations tomorrow night at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, when it joins Vaughn Monroe, Gene Autry, Gangbusters, and Sing It Again as a regular Saturday night CBS feature. Listen in again next week when CBS brings you Yours Truly, Johnny Dollar, with Charles Russell as Johnny. Yours Truly, Johnny Dollar is written by Paul Dudley and Gil Dowd, with music by Mark Warno, and is produced and directed by Richard Sandville for CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System. Time now for Yours Truly, Johnny Dollar. The next half hour has its baggage packed to take a trip with America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator, Johnny Dollar. At insurance investigation, he's just an expert. At making out his expense account, he's an absolute genius.
Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to Home Office, Highworthy Insurance Underwriters Association, Hartford, Connecticut. Attention, General Manager Harvey Anthony. Dear Mr. Anthony, here is your problem. The following is an accounting of my expenditures in the case of the $100,000 legs, or who put your company out on the limbs. Expense account, item 1, $60. $20 across the board on a losing horse I was rushed into betting on when you had me paged on the public address system at the racetrack.
This is Harvey Anthony, Dollar. Thanks for calling back so soon.
Now, when they paged me, they said it was an emergency. It better be.
Why? What's the matter, Dollar?
This is my day off. And if I know you, this call is going to make it an off day.
If I know you, my friend, you won't mind this assignment. I want you to go out to Hollywood. Act as a bodyguard for a big movie star, Marilyn Major.
Oh, not a bad body to guard. What's the deal?
We've issued one of those publicity policies. Insured her legs for $100,000. Policy will only be in effect for 48 hours. We want you to stick with her. Just see that she doesn't get mixed up in any hockey games.
I get it.
She's been notified, so she expects you.
Now, when do the 48 hours start?
Tomorrow noon. Can you make it?
Yeah, with the help of American Airlines.
Got enough cash with you to buy your tickets?
About that, I'll know right after the next race. I'll call you from Hollywood. Expense account, item 2, $10. Borrowed from a friend. Taxi fare from the racetrack to town, where I cash check to pay, item 3, $186.13. Plane fare, Hartford to Hollywood. Item 4, $350. Cab fare, Los Angeles Municipal Airport to the home of the insured, Miss Marilyn Major, at the Horizon View Apartments on the Sunset Strip. Tip to driver, $1. Miss Major's apartment had the best view of the horizon, it being the penthouse. But her outlook was anything but rosy. I found the apartment door open. First I looked in, then I went in. I want to place a person-to-person call, please, to Mr. Harvey Anthony in Hartford, Connecticut. Volunteer 3-6000. My name is Dollar, as in blood money. While I was waiting to get Mr. Anthony, I wondered who had got Miss Major. In the movies, I'd always thought she looked right at home anywhere. And now, right there in front of me, she was passing her toughest test. Lying there, nice and relaxed, she looked right at home in the role of the beautiful gal who had just been murdered. Her face was calm. Her legs were neatly placed in the best of cheesecake tradition. The only thing not quite as it should have been was a very real bullet hole, which she was wearing where an earring should have been. But the next cameras that would be taking her picture would be police cameras. B pictures. B for bloody.
Mr. Dollar?
Oh, yeah?
Here's your party. Go ahead.
Oh.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello, Dollar?
Yeah, this is Dollar, all right. Anthony, first I want to tell you, those legs you insured are still in beautiful shape.
Good, fine.
I only hope you didn't also insure Miss Major's life. She's dead.
What? Marilyn Major dead?
That's right.
Oh, we certainly do insure her life. We only issued that publicity policy on her legs as a courtesy. Dollar, get to work on it right away.
I'll get to work on it, but don't waste too much hope. To me, it looks like your only out is if the policy does not pay off on murder.
Murder? Good heavens. Well, there may be something about the case that'll save us from paying double indemnity for death by violence.
Oh, this is death by violence, brother, any way you look at it. Okay, Anthony, I'll get to work on it right after I call the cops and make a report.
Do your best. Goodbye.
Okay, goodbye. Well,
Hang up that telephone, mister.
the dame standing in the kitchen doorway had .32 caliber steel in her hand to back up the brass in her voice. She was a youngster, but obviously an old-timer at a lot of things. Her hair was the same color as the murdered woman's, smoke blonde, and her dress was tobacco brown, and round and firm and fully packed.
I said put down that phone.
Yeah, sure, okay. Now, you do me a favor, will you? If you feel you want your finger near that trigger, how about moving it up to the front end of the trigger guard, huh?
Mister, I only heard part of what you said, but you're not calling no police.
What makes you think so?
That dame in there's done me enough harm. I came here to kill her, but somebody beat me to it, and I'm not taking the rap.
Okay, so beat it. Who cares? Then I'll call the police. Somebody's going to eventually.
Before I go, I'm finding a few things and taking them with me. Now, come on, get up on your feet, mister. You're coming with me in the bedroom.
Okay, don't get excited.
Okay, mister. Over against that wall with your face in close and your hands straight up. Come on, move.
All right. You learn this at the movies or by watching your friends work?
Don't be a wise guy. I'm not as dumb as I look. Now, hold still.
Look, sister, by this time I shouldn't still like you well enough to warn you, but what you're doing right now will get you in plenty of trouble, even if you didn't commit this murder.
I'll take that chance.
If you don't get picked up for larceny, they'll still get you for tampering with evidence. As far as the police are concerned, at the scene of a murder, nothing gets touched. They like it that way.
What I'm taking won't even be missed. There are plenty more here just like him. That's all she's gotten here. Love letters from men.
Who are you covering up for? Your boyfriend?
It's none of your business, mister, but it's my husband I'm covering up for.
Well, then you're just plain nuts. If he knew her, they'll find that out. And then if they want him, they'll find him.
Yeah, and they'll find him dead.
Huh?
My husband committed suicide over that no good dame this morning.
Oh.
No, I've had enough out of you. Back up. 2 steps.
Okay.
Now get over there and into that closet. Come on.
Too bad.
What's the matter?
I always feel sorry for a sucker. I felt around in the dark. It was a small closet. That meant not much air. That meant doing something about it. I took my fingernail file, stood it on edge, and slipped it under the door, pressing down the nap of the rug. I did the same with my fountain pen. That would at least allow a small supply of air to sneak into my stuffy little cell. And then I glued my ear to the thin wooden panel that separated me from the bedroom. It wasn't long before my captor apparently completed her search. I heard her pass the closet door and head for the front room. I didn't hear her dial the phone, but it didn't take me long to realize that's what she was doing and who she was calling.
Give me the police. This is an emergency. Hello? Hello, police. I want to report a murder. All right. Hello? There's been a murder. The movie star Marilyn Major in the penthouse. The Horizon View apartment on the Sunset Strip. Never mind who I am. I've caught the murderer. You'll find him locked up in the closet.
From the moment she hung up, I could only guess what was happening. I heard a man's footsteps rush in and then his voice.
Blackmail me, will you cheap little That's what I'm paying you for these letters. Now I'm taking them with me.
I didn't think I had the time to spend picking the lock on the closet door, so I started kicking. The girl who had just tried to turn me into the cops was lying on her face in front of the telephone stand, and a covey of bullets had turned the brown silk on her back into wet red lace. She'd been shot in the back, and if she'd succeeded in finding her letters, her killer had taken them with him. I made a quick search myself and took a look through the remaining sets of letters, one from a guy who signed himself Baron, and the other one from a guy whose autograph read, "With all my love, Lawrence." My instincts were trying to pull me out of that apartment, but one look down the street threw them into reverse. Black and white prowl cars were arriving, and it was less than another minute when their passengers started pouring out of the elevator and through the front door.
All right, watch out. I'll take you. All right, come around. It's in the bedroom closet, boys. Make sure you don't stand in front of that door.
Okay, Lieutenant.
Never mind the closet, Lieutenant. It's empty. I kicked my way out.
All right, let's see your hands. Get them up.
I swear I'm going to buy some stock in a gun company. Everybody's got them.
Miller, get around behind him. Check him for weapons.
Yes, sir. He's clean, Lieutenant.
Okay. Who are you?
Johnny Dollar. And if you lend me back my right hand, I'll give you my ID. It's in my wallet.
Keep him up. Miller, get his wallet.
Yes, sir. Here it is.
Insurance, Dick, huh?
Please, I'm a freelance special insurance investigator. It sounds better. Keeps my price up.
Hartford, huh? Well, what's your story?
Well, first, I'd like to go on record as saying I didn't commit either one of the murders.
Either one? What are you talking about?
Well, this one here is the girl who phoned in the report that brought you here. The one she was talking about, Marilyn Major, is lying just as dead on the floor in the bedroom.
Miller, get in there and take a look.
Yes, sir.
While he's looking, you keep on talking.
Okay, I'll start from the beginning. I was sent out here by Highworthy Insurance. They just issued a policy on the legs of that dame in the other room. $100,000. Publicity stunt. I was supposed to protect their interests.
What do you mean by that?
Well, what do you think? I was supposed to see that she didn't attempt any Hindu fire dances or try walking any tightropes during the next 48 hours.
Well, your worries are over in that department, at least. What else?
When I got here, the door was open. I walked in and found her, dead.
Any way to prove that? Any witnesses?
Just one. She's lying there behind her.
Uh-huh. Over the phone, she accused you of the murder. That's the wrong kind of a witness.
No, Lieutenant. The wrong kind of dame. She knew I didn't do it. She was somewhere in this apartment when I arrived.
Then why did you say it?
I can hardly ask her. Listen, Lieutenant. She did tell me that she came here to get some letters. Her husband had written them to the Major dame. She said she was trying to protect him.
From what?
Who knows? Maybe she just wanted him to rest in peace. The guy committed suicide this morning.
We can't check your story with him, can we? You've got a lot of dead friends. How did this one here get that way?
I'm not sure. While I was in the closet, I heard her call you. And then a man came in and yelled something about blackmail at her and shot her.
And naturally, he had disappeared by the time you kicked your way out of the closet.
That's right.
This story of yours may win some kind of a prize, Dollar, but not for me. I'm not a judge.
That's one thing in my favor.
Hey, Lieutenant, I got something. The dame is dead, all right. And look what I found in that closet. A fingernail file, a fountain pen with a name on it, Johnny Dollar, and a .32 caliber revolver jammed in a shoe.
Well, Dollar, that combination puts you in a kind of jam, too.
Look, Lieutenant, I think I can make you see things my way if you let me go through my story once more. I was sent out here by Highworthy Insurance Underwriters. Expense account, item 4, $3. Candy, gum, cigarettes, and magazines to make cell number 36, Los Angeles City Jail, less like a no place and more like a home. There's something about a jail door closing on you that sounds very final.
In just a moment, we'll return to the second act of Yours Truly, Johnny Dollar. But first, we want you to know that the biggest jackpot in the history of radio, $50,000, goes in the works tomorrow night when CBS Great Saturday Night Quiz Show Sing It Again comes to you again over most of these same stations. $50,000. $25,000 in marvelous prizes, plus $25,000 in cold, hard cash. And that's only the beginning, because the longer the phantom voice questions elude the listeners, the higher the rewards go. Be sure you're around tomorrow night when Sing It Again sets telephones ringing across the nation, and $50,000 goes riding on each call. And now, back to yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
When I accepted this Hollywood assignment, I visualized spending much of my time gazing upon bars, but not the kind offered by cell number 36. The guy who said stone walls do not a prison make had never been a guest in the Los Angeles City Jail. He had a better chance of getting out of Bartlett's quotations than I had of getting out of there. But, as we keep saying in the insurance racket, never say die. Well, Lieutenant Roach, what are you in for?
I've heard tell the boys around headquarters have a very funny joke about roaches in jails. But that's not why I'm here.
Sit down. Make yourself uncomfortable.
Thanks.
I can't offer you a mint julep. The closest I can come is a spearmint lifesaver.
Oh, thanks. This kind of zero is a pleasure after facing the kind we're up against.
Huh?
So for $1, all we've got to go on is you and a mess of evidence we haven't as yet been able to trace down to its rightful owners. Oh, incidentally, about that gun we thought might be yours.
Oh, don't tell me you're going to give it to me as a birthday present.
It was the weapon used to kill Marilyn Major, all right. The paraffin test we took on your hands let you out. You haven't been firing any guns lately.
Does that mean you've come here to escort me to the front door?
No, not so fast. We do want to know what your fingerprints were doing all over those 2 bundles of love letters we found.
I'm going to have to learn to pick things up with my knuckles. Lieutenant, I just had a natural curiosity as to who killed the cat. The only difference between us, Roach, is that your curiosity is official. How far did you get?
Not far enough. Didn't take much figuring to know that Miss Major has been playing a high-class badger game. All the perfume in the joint couldn't cover up the smell of blackmail. On top of that, we found the 2 batches of letters that you'd been messing around with. One signed Barron, the other signed Lawrence. Those, the fire department should be handling.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and remember, there's probably a 3rd set floating around.
Why do you say that?
Well, I'm not an eyewitness to this, only an ear witness. But from what I could hear inside that closet, the dame who came there looking for her husband's letters found them, and she called you to turn me in.
Mm-hmm.
On her way out of the apartment, some guy came in, mistook her for Marilyn Major, and shot her in the back. When I kicked my way out of the closet, those letters of hers were gone. So, figures the murderer grabbed the letters out of her hand, thinking there was some he'd written.
Uh-huh. Then in your file, the killer was either that Barron fellow or the other one, Lawrence.
Lieutenant, in my file, they're both murderers. It's just a question of who killed whom. The guy who killed Marilyn Major certainly wouldn't have come back to kill her again, would he?
In this town, you never know.
Look, Lieutenant, I got a 2-way stake in this thing. One, to get my name cleared. The other, to get my job done. And I'm in a hurry. I imagine you are, too.
Well, Marilyn Major was a big name. That means we'll soon have newspapers burning under our seats. We're in a hurry, all right.
Okay, then listen. If I were either one of those murderers, and I know that the police probably had a handful of letters that could send me to the gas chamber, I'd head for the border.
Yeah?
But if I thought an outsider had them, somebody they might be able to buy off or scare off or beat off, then I'd go find that guy.
Well?
Let's bring this thing to a head in a hurry. Run a story in the papers. Tell them you released me. Tell them I escaped. Tell them anything, just so long as you tell them that you suspect that I have those letters hidden someplace.
Well, if you don't mind taking the chance of having 2 murderers gunning after you, we certainly don't.
Oh, I mind. Believe me, I'm not doing you any favors. It's just that I'll feel safer in my own hands.
Okay, Mr. Pigeon, you got yourself elected. We'll publish that story. Then we'll let you fly the coop.
Good enough. Just make sure that you give me plenty of fighter cover. Expense account, item 6, 7 cents. purchase of newspaper, an extra edition that hit the street about a half an hour before I did. Item 7, $5. A big square meal to make up for the ones I'd missed ignoring the little round beans while a guest of the city. Seeing the lieutenant's fiction in black print on the front page of a newspaper almost had me believing it. There was my picture, big as life. And when those birds set up a pigeon, they made sure everybody would know the location of his roost. Firmly planted high in the story was the name of the hotel into which they had registered me, and to which I was under orders to proceed immediately. As I walked down the hotel corridor to my room, I felt an icy chill and a flight of goose flesh headed south down my spine.
Come in, darling, and close that door.
I expected company, but not your kind. At first, I thought I'd gotten into the wrong room. This kid looked right at home. And she used some of the clothes from a half-packed overnight bag to make her look it.
Oh, you're Johnny Dollar.
Yeah, thanks for saving me a calling card. Who are you?
Alice Hill,
That doesn't mean anything.
otherwise known as Mrs. Lawrence Hill.
Oh, Lawrence. Oh, the last time I saw that name, it said, with love, but not to you.
That's why I'm here. I want those letters.
Why aren't you carrying a gun?
It'll be here if we need it.
We?
Yes. My husband's down in the lobby. Look, if you give me those letters he wrote, I'll pack up my little bag and leave, and everybody will be very happy.
Yeah? I think I know the next line, but go ahead.
I hope you keep on being that smart. My husband was watching for you when you came in, so he knows you're up here. Naturally, he knows I'm here, and he's on his way up. We want those letters.
This isn't just a Badger game. This is the World Series. If I don't give you the letters, your husband busts in here, shoots me, and I get written off under the unwritten law. Neat, neat, neat.
It's a handy law.
You're right. It's covered a multitude of sins.
Where are the letters?
Where's your husband?
What's the matter with you? What do those letters mean to you?
Well, right now, they look like my only hold on the future, Mrs. Hill. How do I know that you and your dear Lawrence won't kill me after you get them? Do you want me to take your word for it?
Well, I'll have to trust Lawrence. He'll know what to do.
I already know. There's nothing else for him to do. Look, Mrs. Hill, why don't you wise up? Your husband is ready to commit one murder to remove the evident motive for another. And he's dragging you into this with him. You'll wind up an accessory before, after, and during the fact. You're running up a blind alley as fast as you can run.
And it's too late to turn around, so I'll just have to keep running.
Ah, well, here he is. Lace up your track shoes, lady. The race is on. Come in.
All right, sit still. Freeze, both of you.
It's okay, Alice. You can hold off on the dog and pony show. Save it for the witnesses when they arrive. Don't waste it on Lawrence and me.
That isn't Lawrence.
What? Oh, so this must be Barron.
You all through?
That depends on that gun in your hand.
Where are the letters?
Letters. Yeah, I'm beginning to feel like a mailman when he's late getting around in the morning. There's one thing I want to know. Where did an ugly part-time Romeo like you find all those pretty words you wrote?
Look, don't get me sore. I'll blast you, letters or no letters.
Ah, that's the tone I was trying to bring your voice up to, Mr. Barron. No letters is exactly what I've got to offer.
Lying. He admitted to me that he hasn't. He's trying to blackmail you, Barron. That's what he's doing.
Who are you?
Never mind. My husband's in the same boat you are.
I read the papers. Lawrence, huh?
That's right. He'll be here any second. Between us, we'll figure out something.
Now, stay away from it, Dollar.
I'll answer it.
Yeah, good idea. If a man answers, hang up. It'll be Lieutenant Roach.
Wait a minute. Okay, answer it, Dollar. But the first wrong word fires this gun.
Oh, you can believe me. Nothing but right words are on the tip of my tongue. Hello? Whoever was on the other end of the line decided not to talk and hung up. So I started an imaginary conversation with Lieutenant Roach of Homicide. While I was talking, I was thinking. Barron's voice was the voice I'd heard when I was locked in the closet. That made him the guy who shot the girl who turned me in. By the process of elimination, Lawrence Hill was elected murderer of Marilyn Major. During my talk, which made no sense, and my thoughts, which made plenty of sense, I was checking the length of cord on the phone. I needed Barron a little closer, so I started tossing enough dangerous words into the mouthpiece to draw him closer, threatening me with his mutters, his looks, and his gun. He moved into range, and I moved into action. I heaved the base of the telephone straight into his face. I moved in with my knee right after it. stumbled back, letting go of the gun, which I kicked under the bed. Then I made a break front out of the dresser next to the bed, using his head to break the front. The water from the cracked-up pitcher hit him in the face, but it didn't do him any good. Hey, get out from underneath there. Get away from that gun. Come on. Well, I got a hold of your ankles. I got a good mind to do this thing right and heave you out the window.
Let go of me.
Come on now, stand up.
You. All right, how much do you want? We don't want any trouble. Just let me out of here. We'll pay you anything. My husband's an important man.
So am I. I've had all the pushing around I'm going to take. From now on, I'm the dealer, and your hand is to shut up.
All I want to do is get out of here.
Oh, no, you don't. I baited you. You tried to bait me. Now we'll both sit here and bait your husband. It must have been him that called this room and hung up when he heard my voice. One thing I didn't bother to tell you. Your husband couldn't have known I was up here until then, because I came in the hotel the back way and came up here the back way. Elevator and all.
What do you mean? You baited me?
Why do you think the police put my name, my address, and my picture in the newspapers? To draw autograph owners?
Oh.
Oh, is right. Now get over there in the corner while I retrieve Mr. Barron's gun from under the bed before some mouse crawls out of the woodwork and tries taking a shot at me. Go on, get going. Turn around. Okay. Now, if you don't want me shooting runs in your stocking, don't make a move while I'm under the bed. I feel like something that old maids hope for.
Lawrence!
Where is he?
On the floor. He's got a gun. Shoot him. Kill him under the bed. No, Lawrence, not him. Don't worry. He's under the bed.
Under the bed and taking no chances. Listen, Roach, you may be a lieutenant to the police department, but to me, you're just a big, fat private.
Now, calm down, darling.
I don't mind setting myself up as a pigeon, but you promised me protection. Where was it?
Temper. Now, who's who here? Let's get these stiffs sorted out, then we can talk.
There's only one stiff. The other one, the one near the door, is Lawrence. He's only wounded. I had to shoot his pins out from under him. He came crashing in and killed Barron by mistake. That's Barron over there by the bed.
Ah, another case of mistaken identity? How did he miss you?
I happened to be under the bed at the time.
Oh.
And I wasn't hiding.
No?
I was looking for a gun, and I found it, and I used it. And if I had one right now, I'm not so sure I wouldn't use it on you. You still haven't told me why you left me here alone, holding the sack all this time.
Yeah, I'll tell you why. And I guess it was our fault. The men I had posted in the lobby didn't see you come into the hotel.
Well, how do you like that? Johnny Dollar. Wise guy.
Huh?
Lieutenant, I got some news for you. Just to make sure I was taking no chances, I came in the back way. Expense account, item 8, $62. Hollywood Entertainment. Seeing what there is to see at Ciro's. Item 9, $105. Seeing to it that one of the things I saw at Ciro's had a good time with me at the Mocambo. Item 10, $186.13. Plane fare, Hollywood back to Hartford. Item 11, $1. Ticket to the movies, back in Hartford, to study the last motion picture of Marilyn Major, so that in the future I'd be sure to steer clear of her kind of a woman, who is too much of a jinx for my kind of man. Expense account total, $948.76. Signed, yours, truly, Johnny Dollar.
In keeping with the Easter season, you'll hear a different kind of story on CBS Gangbusters tomorrow night. The authentic story of a former gangster's fight to go straight, broadcast in cooperation with outstanding parole authorities. You'll find this Easter Eve Gangbusters drama as gripping as any program CBS has ever brought to you. Tomorrow night, you'll also find a mid-April adventure with the intriguing title, The Heat Wave, on CBS Philip Marlowe program. Gangbusters and The Adventures of Philip Marlowe are regular Saturday night features on most of these same CBS stations. Listen in again next week when CBS brings you yours truly, Johnny Dollar, with Charles Russell as Johnny. Written by Paul Dudley and Gil Dowd with music by Mark Warno, yours truly, Johnny Dollar, is produced and directed by Richard Sandville for CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.